I'm gonna be
Hello.
internet famous.
Hello and
Sorry.
welcome to Games in the Bar for September 2014. We are going to play Lady Blackbird by John Harper. This is a kind of a steampunk, Firefly-ish, uh, Sky Pirates type of game. Um, we You should be aware that this event may include discussions or descriptions of violence, but we're going to keep it reasonable, not too gory and stuff like that. But people will be dying and getting blown up by magic and etc. Um, for gender and race issues, we do have a transgender character. So uh, Naomi is a woman who has a man's body. Um, so we're gonna avoid any like hardcore depictions of like uh, discrimination and slurs and abuse and stuff like that. Um, but we have a transgender character, so that's a thing. Also, uh, one of our characters is a goblin, and it might come up that this goblin is not particularly well accepted among by the other characters, um,
Well,
because goblins are a different race, and kind of a stereotypically sneaky and untrustworthy race. So watch out for that. Also, language-wise, we may cuss and curse and say some bad words. We're gonna. It's not gonna be gratuitous though. Just every once in a while, it might come up. Cool. So if that's not your thing, go watch one of the many other videos from ND Plus and Games of the Bar, and we're gonna go around and introduce the players and the characters at the same time. So we're gonna start with Jordan.
uh, hi, I'm Jordan. I'm gonna be playing Lady Blackbird or Nashasha Siri today. She's an escaped noble in disguise, basically going to an getting out of the yoke of arranged marriage, so she can be with her lover, a pirate king that she hasn't seen in a long time, and she's basically booked passage on the ship the Owl with its assorted crew of many diverse figures, and she's I picture her as um, Caucasian, but like a shorter gal, but like very built, but with like some sharp features of nobility, like high cheekbones, very sharp nose, um, and just generally a silk hiding steel kind of personality, you know?
Cool, cool. I like it. Uh,
Oh, also, she can do magic. I figured that would be important.
yes, yes. All right. And E. Oh, you're muted, buddy. There you go.
Hello, sorry. My name's E. I'm a cartoonist from Maryland, and I've been on the previous Indie Plus games in the bar before, playing the same game. This time I'm going to play Naomi Bishop, the former pit fighter and bodyguard to Lady Blackbird. I decided to play this character as a transgendered person who, for everybody else in this world, is a man, but to herself and maybe Lady Blackbird as well, that she is a her and not a him. And I
Well,
hope not to offend too many people in the viewer audience, but I'm gonna try my best to play this character properly. But
all right.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah, don't. That's good. Don't worry about it. Any mistakes, uh, I'm sure people will let you know, and We
I will
can
have keep
improve
note.
it for next time. Yeah. Cool. And David.
Hi, I'm David. Sorry about the lack of camera. I seem to be having some not so great bandwidth issues with my computer right now. I am going to be playing Snargle because every Lady Blackbird game needs a Snargle. You know what? Snargle will just be Snargle, whatever that ends up being. I haven't made any particular decisions about that. There's a lot of routes I know Snargle can go. I know you can explore racism with him. I know he can be the comic relief. I know he could be the unlikely hero. Let's play to find out.
Yeah. Oop, all right. Cool. So, um, yeah. So Snargle is like the only member of the crew we have going. There's two more characters actually in this initial situation, which is Cirrus Vance, who's a ex-Imperial soldier turned smuggler and soldier of fortune. He's the captain of the Owl. The Owl is like the ship that uh,
We piloted.
the crew used to smuggle Lady Blackbird halfway across the Wild Blue, but they got caught, and so now the Owl is whoops. Let's see. Sorry. Now the Owl is captured. It's docked on the Hand of Sorrow and drained of its fuel, so it needs to be recovered. So Cirrus Vance is there, and then his first mate is Cale Arkham, who's kind of like the mechanic of the Owl and keeps the ship running and stuff. But in the spotlight is Snargle, who's the pilot and Sky Sailor, and so we're gonna have those other characters in the game, but they're not gonna be the focus. Cool. So the starting situation for those unfamiliar with Lady Blackbird. Lady Blackbird is on the run from an arranged marriage to Count Carlo. She hired a smuggler skyship, the Owl, to take her from her palace on the imperial world of Elysium to the far reaches of the Remnants, so she could be with her once secret lover, the pirate king Uriah Flint. However, just before reaching the halfway point of Haven, the Owl was pursued and captured by the imperial cruiser Hand of Sorrow under charges of flying a false flag. And I'm going to show a, whoops, I'm going to try to show a map here for people. So you can see the Wild Blue there. You've got the Elysium, where they're coming from on the left, and then this cold star in the middle, and the Remnants, where the Pirate King is, top right. Even now, Lady Blackbird, her bodyguard, and the crew of the Owl are detained in the brig, while the commander of the cruiser, Captain Hollis, runs the smuggler skyship's registry over the wireless. It's only a matter of time before they discover the outstanding warrants and learn that the Owl is owned by none other than the infamous outcast, Cirrus Vance. So how will Lady Blackbird and the others escape the Hand of Sorrow? What dangers lie in their path? And will they be able to find the secret lair of the Pirate King? If they do, will Uriah Flint accept Lady Blackbird as his bride? By the time they get there, will she want him to? These are the burning questions. Cool. So
You
okay.
all start in a prison.
Yes, so you are in the brig. Let's see. You are all in separate cells. They can hardly be called cells even. They're just separate, just tiny tiny rooms. You can barely lay down in these rooms. They're just you're all handcuffed and restrained, and they just stuck you in these little rooms with bars in the It's got like actually a solid door, and just like a little slot for opening that you can the guard can come by and like peek in at you. Um, and but as you were stuck in, you saw that your fellow um, uh, passengers and crew members were stuck in these cells all around you, except um, that Cyrus and Kale Arkham, the captain and the first mate, are not in this brig. They were taken somewhere else on the ship. But you have Snargle, Naomi, and um, Lady Blackbird in these individual cells, and you can kind of talk and like hear each other through the if you speak up a little bit, you can hear through the walls and through the door.
So can the guards, right?
And you know that there's at least 2 guards watching the room as well. By the way, these guards are wearing a kind of a military style Navy uniform, and
What era is it? I find that's often probably the best. Are we talking like Victorian sky pirates or more recently like?
Yeah, sure. I don't know how to describe it. Let's go with Victorian. That sounds good. So these guys
Awesome.
have got these particular guards have nightsticks to deal with prisoners and stuff. You know that there's soldiers on board as well that probably have heavier weaponry.
I'd advise not running into them.
So what do you do?
Are we restrained at all? Like,
Handcuffed.
yeah, handcuffed.
They've failed to remove your handcuffs as you're stuck in this tiny room.
Well,
So anybody can just jump in and say you want to try something. That's fine. Or if you have any other questions about what you've seen or what the room is like and stuff.
Yeah. How did they take us in? Like, did they just like you're under arrest, don't move? They just boarded and walked in, or it was like a chase or something?
Yes.
Have we fired upon these people?
Probably not, because that would be very unwise. Because this ship is like
it's a warship.
It's like at least 20 times the size of the owl. And if you look at your reference here, you can actually see a picture of the owl, and how big it is compared to the Hand of Sorrow, and it's tiny. So yeah, this ship is a warship. It's got a whole battery of guns and stuff. It's designed for it's got a bunch of fighters, and so it's got like turrets and stuff on the top where it can shoot all around, and it's got big main guns for blasting moons and stuff.
Okay.
It would not be wise to to fire on this thing. So basically, they ambushed you with their fighters, and you were forced to give up. And they tugged they pulled the owl on board, and kind of forcibly, once you were in the hangar bay, they forcibly came aboard and with their guns and yanked you off.
All right. Well, Lady Blackbird is most assuredly not used to this kind of treatment. So she's almost indignant about the whole thing. So she's gonna call out to one of the guards. Excuse me. Excuse me.
There's no response. To get their attention, you probably have to start banging around or something.
She sort of rolls her eyes, starts clattering on the door.
All right. So it takes a couple of minutes, and you're banging around uh, and finally you hear the door to the brig open up, kind of like clank. It's a big heavy metal door clanks open, and one of these guards comes down and like lifts up the slot in front of you and says, "Quiet down in there!" And he closes the slot and starts walking away.
Ah, damn it.
Naomi is going
You have
to.
a moment. You can yell at him if you want.
Snargle is going to pretend to calm Natasha down by saying, "It's okay, Mistress Mooncloud. They just don't know who you are." And I am going to try to convince them that Natasha is actually some important noble.
Yes.
Not the one that there's a bounty on. Some other
Well,
noble.
I have no idea who Natasha actually is. She's just
okay.
playing the card, so I'm like, I know a couple of names of noble houses. Let's see if I can play into this.
Throwing the darts. Turns out it's actually their ship.
And yeah, I looked at the list of noble houses. So yeah, I'm very loudly calling her Mistress Mooncloud.
Okay. Cool. So
And
interesting.
I think that this is Sly.
Well, so your goal here is to do what? To like get him
Convince.
to treat him better,
Convince,
kind of deal.
To
convince
get
the guards
to get
that-
the cuffs removed.
Gotcha.
I'm trying to
maybe
convince
get
the
the
guards that. Okay, every time I speak, I get interrupted.
Sorry.
I'm trying to convince the guards that Natasha is someone important.
Okay. Yeah. So how this works, for those following along at home, the system is pretty simple dice pool. You're just gonna gather some d6s together. You get whatever you're doing. You get one die for free, and then you can look at your character's traits. And for having an appropriate trait, you get a second die. And then for each tag under that particular trait, you get additional dice added to your thing. So, for example, Snargle has Sly, and might call out the tags under Sly of Crafty or Sneaky or something, to add dice. Then you get all those dice and roll them. And the 4s or higher are successes, 3s or less is failures, and you just need a certain number of successes to do a thing. Set by me. So convincing this guard that it's a noble and that he's made a mistake, I think it's going to be difficult. So we're going to call it a 3. You need 3 successes to do this.
Okay.
Is there any way I can assist him?
You can indeed. Just say how you're helping, and then he'll get an extra die. But one thing I didn't mention is your pool dice. So in addition to your traits and your tags that you add to your roll, everybody starts with 7 dice in their own personal pool that you can spend to add to rolls as you like. You can add as many from your pool as you want. You can add all 7 if the roll is really important, for example. When you roll, if it's a failure, you get your pool dice back, and you actually add 1 back to your pool dice. If it's a success, then the pool dice are gone. You used them to do the success. So that's it. And then there's mechanics for getting more pool dice back. So if you want to help, you just say how you're helping, and then add you remove 1 die from your pool die and give it to him.
All right. Well, how important is this roll?
Before you guys go, did you want to hit the key of Paragon for Lady Blackbird?
You're cut no, because I don't. I want to have my. I want to use my noble heritage.
Not to buy off, but to hit it. So to act
Right.
like you're above everybody else because you
So-
were
That's
a
actually what I
noble.
was gonna.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the way you were acting, you were trying to behave like a snobbish noble, right? So
Yeah.
does that count?
Well,
Yeah.
let's
Do you want to add the
let's get to that.
right
Let's
now?
get to that after the roll, and then we can talk about keys and stuff.
Yeah.
What's going on? But first, let's figure out this roll.
Yeah.
So go ahead. Yeah.
So I get 1 die for rolling, and then 1 die for sly. Correct?
Yep.
I think I'm being crafty. Is that correct? Do you agree?
Sure. Sounds
Or
right.
should I just say all the tags that I think apply?
Yeah, just go for it. Go. Just name them all and.
I think crafty, sneaky, distractions, bluff, and speak.
So trade speak is more like.
Oh,
swindling
haggling.
people. Yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I thought those were 2 different tags.
Yeah.
So yeah, trade speak wouldn't count. So crafty, sneaky, distractions, and bluff.
Sounds good to me.
So that brings me up to 6 dice. I don't think I'm going to use any of my dice pool on this one yet.
Okay.
Don't forget to
I'll,
assist.
I'll throw in one of mine. Basically, give the guard a absolutely withering look that I practiced many hours, and just start like naming off fair like noble houses, and like who I am actually related to,
Wow.
and like
nice.
insinuating the guy might lose his job.
Wonderful. Cool.
Do you even know who I am?
Cool.
So yeah, I am
So-
down to 6.
So go ahead, Snargle. You're rolling 7 dice.
Okay.
Drum roll.
1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
4. Okay, and I said you
Huzzah!
needed three successes, so it's good. So all those dice go away. You don't get any pool dice back, but you do succeed. So the guard, hearing this, kind of walks back to the thing, opens the little slot to look in, and is like, huh. And seeing this withering look, just kind of squints his eyes and decides to he closes the slot and shouts down the hall to the other guard. It says, "All right, I'm gonna take off her cuffs." And you hear the jingle of keys, and Lady Blackbird, your door. You hear the clunk of the lock, and he slides it open. It says, "All right, come here." Now, so there is this other thing of how you get experience, which is by hitting your keys, right? So Lady Blackbird has a key of the Paragon that says, hit your key when you demonstrate your superiority or when your noble traits overcome a problem. And cool. I'd say that was hit. So I'm going to give you an XP. Well, actually, you have an option. You can either take the XP or you can add a die to your pool. You can have up to 10 dice in your pool at a time.
I think I'll take. Oh, sorry.
The benefit of XP, by the way, is once you get 5 of it, then you can start adding new traits and tags to your character sheet, or you can learn new secrets and keys and stuff.
I think I'll just take the experience.
Okay, cool. So you get an XP, and everybody has like 3 different keys. So if you think you hit a key, let me know as well, because I can't keep track of everything. Cool.
Well-
So yeah.
Well, they're making a bunch of noise, letting Natasha out of her handcuffs. I'm just going to change the size of my wrists and slip out of my handcuffs.
Okay. Right.
Wait,
So
did enough people laugh there? Did I just hit a key?
well, Well, it's when Snargle says something that makes the other players laugh.
Oh yeah,
That was out of
it's
character.
gotta be Snargle who says
Baby
it.
wrists.
Yeah, but so Snargle also has a secret, right? Secret of shape warping. In this case, it just says you can change your shape, shorter, taller, fatter, thinner, or change your skin color at will, right?
Oh, neat.
And other people have other secrets. Sometimes it's like in fiction things, like Naomi can just break stuff. Sometimes it's game mechanics wise, like you can re-roll something or whatever. So that's just like you get to break the rules by using your secrets. Okay, cool. That's all the game mechanics. Almost.
Almost, yeah.
So continuing. Yes. So Snargle, your hands are free, and Lady Blackbird, this guard says, "Sorry about that, Miss. It's orders," and he undoes your handcuffs and removes them, and that says, "Sorry, we have to put you back in the cell, though. Orders." And
Orders. She's so.
he seems afraid to kind of handle you too roughly, but
As he
does
should
have
be.
he does have a hand on your arm, and is kind of like urging you to get back inside. And you can looking down the hall, you can see there's a few more doors. Your friend cells are across the way because you can see the doors are closed. There's a few other cells in the room with their cell doors open, kind of slid open. But down the way is an open door that goes out to the hallway, and you can just barely see that there's a second guard kind of standing watch there, not really paying attention to what's going on inside.
All right. So come to think of it, I should probably strategize with the rest of the party. So how are we going to get out of this?
Well, we're not able to actually communicate, so do stuff, and we'll see how we respond to each other.
Sure.
Naomi will call out to the guard and just scream, "You leave her alone!" And slam on the door.
Lady Blackbird just sort of raises one sharp eyebrow and she goes, "And my companions? Do you not know who she is? She is my niece." Actually, come to think of it, how old is sorry.
Anybody? You can make it up. You tell me how old Lady Blackbird is.
I picture her as like very early 30s, maybe late 20s. Like she's been around, she's played the political game, and she had a wild and dashing romance somewhere in the past.
It's true. It's true.
So yeah, I gotta imagine she's like an older gal. And
what about Naomi?
Yeah.
I'll say same age.
Fair
About the
enough.
same age. Okay.
Need to have been fighting for a long time to get that muscled body. So
You want to know how I got these scars?
yes.
Cool.
This one's where I choked a goblin to death. I mean, what? Sorry.
What about choking? What?
Okay.
No, that's out of character.
Please don't choke the goblin.
Joke. It's a
That's out of
joke.
character.
Yeah.
The goblin does not want to be choked to death.
But what are you actually saying to this guard?
I want to imply that she's someone important as well, and I'm not going to be very happy if she remains handcuffed. Come to think of it, are you just able to break those handcuffs? Or is like
Wait. You're using she, but nobody else see her that way. So
Yes. We'll get to that once we figure out what the guard is actually hearing. But to answer your question,
Naomi
yes.
just threatens the guard. Just said, "Leave her alone."
it is pretty likely that Naomi could just bust out of these handcuffs no problem, and bust down the door and like, I don't know. It's not guaranteed, but it's pretty likely based on your previous
Yeah.
interactions with Naomi.
In that case, it's very. Uh, in that case, I'm just gonna raise a single eyebrow and give him a look like.
Okay, so just let my companions go, right?
Or at least undo them before we start busting up your ship.
Okay. All right, all right. But first you have to get back into the cell, ma'am.
She sort of, Lady Blackbird tromps over to the cell and then just stands with her arms crossed staring at the guy.
Okay, so he's gonna seal you back in, and then go over to Naomi's cell and open that one up, and he's got the keys there. It's like, all right, undoing the handcuffs, takes those off,
Naomi, put him in a sleeper hold.
and he's about to close the door. You gonna do anything?
Yeah, of course. The moment he's going to unlock the cuffs,
Mhm.
Naomi's going to grab his face, the mouth part, so that muffs any scream, and just
Okay.
crush his skull.
Whoa!
That is a different interpretation of break anything that I've seen. I
Yeah.
like it.
Is that an automatic success, or I have
well-
to do a roll?
So, you can absolutely crush his skull because that's your secret. Is you can break things with your bare hands, no problem. Can you actually grab onto him? That's the part you might have to roll for. I'm just gonna say you can do it. No, like it's not worth. It's not worth rolling for. I don't think. So cool. You do
And,
that.
And can I hit the key of vengeance?
Yes. So
Oh, yes. He
Naomi
does a
has
break.
the key of vengeance. The Empire enslaved you and made you kill for sport. You will have your revenge on them and watch their cities burn. Hit your key when you strike a blow against the Empire, especially by killing an Imperial. This guy is certainly Imperial, so you hit your key. You can get an XP or add a die to your pool.
I will teach you to disrespect the lady. And then put him down gently without making too much noise.
Okay.
The other guard at the down of the hall will not hear what happened.
Okay.
Or I hope so.
Actually, I think that's the part you have to roll for is can you do it quietly enough that the other guard doesn't hear you, right?
Okay.
So yeah, let's do that. Go ahead and that'll be I think that'll be also a 3, so difficult, but not too bad.
Quick, say something funny to distract the guard in the back.
So
It's too late.
you've got one
Yeah.
die
That's a
for free, and what traits and tags are you?
pit fighter.
Okay, cool. Pit fighter.
Does combat tested count here?
Not for being quiet, because that's the goal is to avoid alerting the other guy, right?
Okay. Fast.
Yeah.
Fast, absolutely.
Hard? No? Yes.
Sure. We'll call it.
Living weapon.
Absolutely. That sounds good. That sounds good.
I will ask for brutal. I'm not sure if that counts for making it silent.
Yeah, brutal would be like scaring other people and doing it loudly and frighteningly, I would say. So no.
Then I will add 2 more
Okay. So
dice from the pool.
rolling a total of 7 dice. Unless somebody else wants to throw in a helping die.
Are you sure it's 7?
I don't think I have a way of really helping without
All
just
right.
shouting random stuff, but I don't know what Naomi's doing, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We wouldn't
So-
really be able to see. I could make an assumption, but
Yeah, it's hard to help in this situation, but once you get out, it's easier. Okay, so you got one for free, one for pit fighter, then you got combat tested, living weapon, fast, and hard. Oh, and then you add 2, so a total of 8. My bad.
You got this. Yep.
Yeah, enough successes, right? 4 and above is success, so good. And all right, so the other guard is seemingly oblivious, and you're able to silently just quickly take this guy down, and crush his throat and head,
Jesus.
His face actually.
his whole face.
Since the hand is on the mouth to muffle him.
Right.
So just to,
All right.
and
Makes a little bit of noise, but not enough to
no blood though, I
apparently.
hope. Just to keep it at a PG-13 rating.
Maybe some blood as well, but we're not going to focus on that.
Yeah,
The guy just sinks below camera level.
I apologize for that gore, but I don't know how
No,
else
it's
to
fine.
make it silent.
It's fine. There's some gore, some violence. All right. And then what? What's your next
Creep out,
move?
creep. So keep low, not walking out of the cell, but just to creep out of the cell.
Yep.
To sneak to Snargle's cell. Would I be able to tell?
Okay. Yeah, you saw that he's in the cell next to you when they put you in. So you can grab the keys and unlock the door. That's fine.
When I hear that someone's opening my door,
Yep.
I'm going to hide in a space, basically hide in a space where they can't see me, and leap out and attack the person who opens the door.
Okay. Awesome. So this is a really tiny cell designed for like confining people, but so ordinarily somebody couldn't hide anywhere, right? That's the idea. But since you're a goblin, you can just change your shape and like press yourself up against the wall.
Yeah,
And,
that's why I was thinking, like, kind of wedge myself in like the corner of the ceiling and
yeah.
drop down thing.
Cool. Yeah. So Naomi, the door clanks, the lock clanks open, and you slide open the door, and there's nobody in there. And what do, Snurgle?
I said I was preparing to do this. There's a goblin on your head.
There's a goblin on your.
Oh,
Before
no.
he starts scratching, he's like, Naomi?
All right.
Is Snargle showing himself right now or no?
Yeah. He drops down. He lands on your head and like grabs on your head and starts, yanking at your hair, and then realizes what's going on.
And
Oops.
Naomi grabs Snargle by the neck, not very hard, just grab him and put him down.
Shut up, Snargle.
No, he's not. No words.
Okay. So you're good. So two are free. The other guard hasn't looked in yet. Everything's been
Chill.
what he's expecting so far, right? Just the clanking of the door.
I'm
Naomi
gonna
points to the guard.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ask very quietly. What did you do with? How did you get out? What did you do with the guard?
You'd be able to tell, or
Yeah.
no, never mind.
And you can just see some feet sticking out from the cell. Some guard
Oh.
boots.
I go to see if he's all right.
I grab him.
Uh,
I point to the guard at the front, like the other one.
Yeah.
I won't
You don't
let
have
him
time for
go
this.
back to the other.
Just looking into the cell, you can tell this guy's not moving.
Is he at all alive?
Probably not.
I checked to see if he's alive.
Naomi's
Okay.
not gonna let you. Naomi won't let you, unless you want to roll against me
Naomi's got you held fast.
and just point at the other guard.
You can check
I
after.
think
You can check after you take out the other guy, or whatever.
No, that's not the right thing to do. I'll just change my shape to squirm out of her grip. Out of her grip.
All right. Well,
I could roll for it.
to avoid bogging the story down, we're just gonna say he goes and checks, and the guard is dead.
Oh, poor guy. I start taking off his uniform.
Right. Fair enough.
Sorry about this. And then I put on his uniform and change my shape so it fits me,
Gotcha.
and try to make myself look a bit like him.
Yeah. Close enough. Close
Do you
enough.
have mimic shape? Can you do mimic shape now?
Not yet. It's not a good imitation, but
It just looks like an Imperial soldier.
Look
A
That's
very
cool.
ugly Imperial
At
soldier.
first glance, yeah.
very sick
First
too.
glance.
Very large nose.
Yeah. So what is it?
Okay.
Somehow,
Sorry.
somehow people can tell that you're like looking closely enough. People can tell that it's a goblin, right? That you're not human. What gives you away if somebody really examines you?
um, you know what? I think goblins have metallic skin, and it's very hard for goblins to know to not have that metallic sheen to their skin.
Oh yeah.
Oh, neat.
Hard to control that, and easy to forget about it. Cool. So it's just a little bit kind of shiny, a little too
That's pretty cool.
specular. Awesome. All
Uh,
right,
yeah.
what's next? What's
Lady
next?
Blackbird's gonna hiss out of her cell because I'm assuming she could hear all of that.
Uh,
Or
it's they've been keeping it pretty quiet, but you have some sense that the guard's not talking anymore, right? So like,
Yeah.
oh shit, something's going on.
she just sort of hisses, "Will you hurry up?"
Naomi's gonna creep to her door and open it.
All right, you're all free to go.
Are you alright,
Open the door,
my lady?
bows, gives a slight incline of her head. Let's be honest. Thank you. And then let's go take out the last guy.
Oh, wait here. Wait here. I'll go up. I'll go up to the guard.
Hold on.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Just wait here.
Cover your face.
I ignore that because I thrive in dangerous situations.
Okay, awesome. So what are you
Uh,
doing?
I go up to the guard and say hi.
No.
Oh my god.
Okay, and
I
he
think
just
everyone laughed.
yeah, I laughed. I'll give you that. So you get an XP or a
XP.
dice added to your pool for your key of banter. And
Lady Blackbird's eyes just shoot up like, is he insane?
Actually, I think I'm creating a dangerous situation from this. So do I get 2 XP?
yes, absolutely. You hit your key of the daredevil and your key of banter.
Oh my god.
It actually says if you go into danger because of your key, get 2 XP instead of or 2 dice. So I'm just gonna let you just decide how many XP I get from this.
He can do something cool that is risky. Sorry, what's the?
If you look on the
in
rule
the main
summary.
text. Oh, you're right. You're right. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll give you 2 for that. Absolutely. You're going into danger.
Okay.
Cool. So yeah, and the other guard who's just kind of he's
being a
standing
guard.
up, but he's clearly kind of been standing here a while. He's kind of tired. He's just staring down the hallway, and he looks over and is like, "Hi, what?"
I put my arm friendly around his shoulder and I say, "Hey, look, you're just a guy doing a job. I understand this." I'm walking him towards the cell.
Dave? What? What are
So-
you talking? You're not Dave.
Can I zap him at this point?
And
Something? Can I just
Yeah.
like taser him or something?
yeah, absolutely. So Snargle got him kind of into the doorway,
Yes.
and you've got a clear shot. And he reaches for his nightstick on his belt, But you can absolutely, you've got the drop on him for sure.
Well, I'm gonna be using lightning. I'm a, I'm a,
You're
yeah,
unleashing magic at this point,
yeah.
right?
Come to think of it, is there anything special going on with magic?
Uh,
I mean, outside of the fact it's magic.
I will say it's somewhat unusual for people to know magic, but it's not unheard of. What is unusual is for extremely powerful magic. Like that's almost a dead giveaway that you're a sorcerer, right? Like that you're either a noble or like you've had a long time, like you're innately like how magic works in the setting is that people can learn minor tricks, but to be really powerful, you have to have the blood for it. So Lady Blackbird has storm blood, which allows her to channel the power of storms into magical effects and really fuck people up. So
Well, I'm not looking to make a large racket with this. I just want to basically bolt him and put him on the ground.
Okay.
But I don't know if that will be a large racket.
I'm gonna say if you can avoid the large racket if you go up and zap him like at close range kind of deal. If you zap him from afar, right, or like try to
Okay, yeah.
affect a lot of people or something, then it's gonna be like thunder because it's a
Yeah.
bunch of.
All right. Do I have time to basically like? Well,
But you can in this case you can just walk up to him, just run up and.
Yeah. I'm just gonna run up and. I'm gonna run up and backhand him and put some electricity behind it.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
So.
You're basically you're trying to take him out, like get him unconscious.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna say this is relatively easy, since Snargle already set you up.
Yeah. Thanks for the setup, bro.
Yeah. So you just need two successes here, and you get.
I think I'm hitting spellcasting.
One die for free. One die. So you're using the Master Sorcerer trait.
Yeah.
And the tags under that, spellcaster, absolutely.
Definitely lightning, or is that like bigger high power stuff? All right.
That's the spell that you're using. Right? It's the lightning spell.
Can I get Stormblood, or is?
Yeah, you have Stormblood. I think that applies most of the time.
All right. Don't get wind. I guess channeling. Or is that like time to set up a ritual or something?
I think channeling would be for like longer effects.
All right, so I'll just put them on the ground. What is that? 5 dice?
5 dice that I count, and you can add from your pool if you want to increase that.
Nah, I only need 2 successes. Statistically speaking, this won't fail.
Yes. Famous last words.
There we go.
Got it. All right.
Zap.
So you zap him as you backhand him across the face. Very subtle, and he immediately is knocked out and just slumps right there in the hallway. So
take the body and drag it back into the cell with the other body.
Okay.
And close the door.
Quickly done.
And take the clothes and ask the lady, would you like this disguise?
Yes, I do believe that would suit me. Oh, and I change in the room with the dead body. Feels kind of awkward, but desperate times and all that. And then we proceed. I'll lock the doors on both of those bodies if I can.
I actually take a couple of extra precautions. First off, I make sure that the unconscious guy is comfortable in a bed.
Yes, of course.
He's so
because,
nice.
I don't want him to, I don't want him to be injured.
So these cells are so small that
I will handcuff him to the bed.
They don't actually have a bed, right? They don't actually have a bed, so you have to just close them in. That's the only way to.
Okay, I'll make sure he's comfortable. I will handcuff him. I will gag him.
Okay,
but comfortably.
sure. You kind of lean him
Now,
against the wall.
mhm. And I'll actually, out of my pocket, I'll take out a little pillow mint and put it just right next to him, pat him on the head, and then lock him in.
Oh
I
boy.
will take I'll take one of the other handcuffs, just as a throwing
Yeah.
weapon.
Sure. Yeah. So you've got a couple of nightsticks, guard uniforms, a few pairs of handcuffs, and uh, whatever else a guard might. Oh, a set of keys and for the brig and that. Um,
And I will
So
fake
what do we want to do?
oh,
I will
you've got
fake
like also their identification. So they've got like a little booklet with their Imperial soldier info on it. And
Point gun.
It will not help you, my lady. Remember, that was a man.
Of course.
It's true. It's true. So you've got the uniform, which is it's more or less the same for men and women, but if you show the ID, it'll be obvious that you're not that person.
Well, I'm doing it basically to get the drop on anyone if the situation requires it.
So, yeah, as out of character, I say, I mean, you have to flip very fast, like one of those police shows.
Oh yes, here's my
Cool.
badge. Cool. Okay, so at this point I'm gonna open it up and play it a little looser. Up to now it's been like very moment to moment kind of deal, but now it's kind of more up to you guys where you want to go on the ship and how you want to approach this. And we can kind of just fast forward to the interesting bits. So as you looking out in the hallway, this ship is basically a maze of different hallways going different directions. Occasionally there's a door to the side. You're kind of based on where they brought you into the ship, you have a sense that you're at the lower one of the lower decks of the ship, and that the hangar is kind of where the owl is and where all the other fighters and stuff. The main hangar is above you somewhere, and towards also above you and towards the back of the ship is kind of the the command center of the ship. So that's where Captain Hollis is most likely. Other than that, you don't have a clear idea because probably nobody's been on like a huge Imperial ship like this, and it's all kind of confusing. So you need to get to the hangar and fuel up the owl. You need to find Captain Vance and Kale Arkham, and optionally you can like try to keep the Hand of Sorrow from pursuing you once you escape somehow, like sabotage it or something.
All right.
Or otherwise, come up with something to do like after you get off the ship, what you're going to do about that. Or potentially you could like take the Hand of Sorrow for yourself, but that would be extremely difficult because you'd have to like go through waves.
It's
and
a
waves
warship.
Yeah, waves and waves. There's like probably on the ship there's at least 200 crew, at least 200 soldiers and crew and other people on here. So it's quite large and busy. Speaking of which, there will be people like walking down the hallways and stuff as well, wherever you try to go next. So,
quick question.
What are you guys gonna do? Yeah.
Quick question. Did I trigger Key of Consciousness?
Oh yeah, keep conscience. You don't like to see anyone suffer, even enemies. Hit your key when you help someone who is in trouble or when you change someone's life for the better. I'll give it to you for saying that. Actually, I'll give it to you if you don't handcuff him though. You can like lock him in the room and make sure he's comfortable. But the handcuffs are cruel, man. That's cruel and unusual.
That's cruel.
I mean, I was trying to make sure that Kale did not kill him, which is why I did things the way I did.
What
Oh, yeah,
about the
you mean
first one? The
Naomi?
first time he tried to go check out the guard. What did that count?
Um,
He
well,
defied,
he was beyond help, unfortunately. It was too late.
but
Yeah.
just to play out the sympathy that doesn't help. Doesn't
No.
I mean
No,
the game
sympathy doesn't help.
Okay.
If you actually help somebody who's in trouble,
Right.
or if you change someone's life for the better, right? It's actions, not
Not feeling
words.
bad.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
gotta earn it.
sure.
You gotta earn it.
I'll choose not to handcuff him then.
All right, cool. Yeah, absolutely. And you totally helped him out for sure. So you earned it.
Lady Blackbird looks at him. You know that defeats the purpose of a gag, right?
Eh.
Rolls her eyes. So what's the plan?
Naomi has the cuffs, like fake cuff to her hands, and says nothing.
Okay.
So
We
you guys
should
can
probably go find Cyrus and Kale, but I really want to fly the ship.
I think that is beyond our capabilities.
Oh, I could totally fly the ship. Trust me.
Yeah, it's true. You
I
all
do not question your ability, merely our ability to attain a ship like this. We must locate our allies and be on our way. Maybe we get to break stuff.
Aw.
She says that like as though it might appeal to him. Maybe we'll get to break stuff?
How often do you find yourself on a giant monstrosity of science?
Well,
Not very often. It might be my only chance to fly a giant monstrosity of science.
Rolls eyes.
I mean, I bet
us
they could even
go.
have a reionization combination cannon. You know how fun that is to fire?
No, and I'm willing to bet neither do you.
No, but I want to know.
Uh,
By the way, that was totally technobabble.
yeah, Lady Blackbird had no idea. Like, that went sailing right over her head, pun intended. Well, where would they be keeping our esteemed associates?
The bridge, maybe?
I'm trying to figure out how I would figure out where they...
Yeah, so you can sort of explore the ship a little bit and you know, maybe look for
A big map?
Yeah, there's got to be a map somewhere, or you know, directions to like this way to mess hall or whatever. Or you might be able to find some kind of like intercom or like a schedule or something like that, you know, to help you navigate more.
At this point, the Lady Blackbird turns to get Naomi's input, and she sees the cuffs. Just clicks into place. Good thinking.
Right.
All right. So how are we gonna how are we going to do this?
Yeah. So you've
Um,
got two people in uniforms, right? And then the handcuffed prisoner, so you can just escort,
Yeah,
and that'll
get us
possible.
off through most things.
Yeah. Unless
I'll
you're
bring the handcuffs so they're not actually locked.
yeah,
Yeah, I
you
know.
got it.
I
Yeah.
did that.
Okay. So you can get around. So where's your first place you're going to try to find or try to go?
Probably out of the brig, and I don't think going straight to the top of the ship. Help me out here.
The hangar.
Yeah, hangar would be a good idea because there's a lot of people, and well, actually, that might help. Help me out here, guys.
it's not my place to ask. I mean, to say anything. So I mean, roleplay wise, it's very difficult.
Yeah. Well, you can,
Um,
as players, you can suggest things for like
Yeah.
what to do next, for sure.
let's go that way.
Points at a wall.
Yeah.
So we can go. I mean, out of character, we can go to the bridge and do diplomacy, but or we can go fly the ship and try to blow out the bridge, but knowing that Snargle will
Wow.
not allow that to happen, so it's very that's a
Well, you could. I mean, it's
We
possible.
could always try sabotaging the engines.
You could do a daring rescue from, you know,
I could probably
escape
sabotage
an
the
owl and then rescue the captain
or we
afterwards.
can split up. So let Snargle do whatever Snargle wants to do, and we do the diplomacy.
All right. So
Because it's just not possible for me to help in Snargle's situation because of our conflicting keys.
I don't think that's true.
I don't think that's true.
No, I don't
We'll
think that's
hurt
true
things,
at
and
all.
he will wants to save things. It's not gonna work.
That's okay. He can't stop you from killing things, so
Yeah.
that's fine.
And if
But
he
it-
does, well,
And you don't have to
But
kill.
then I
everybody,
hurt the player
right?
to not earn those keys, right? I hurt the player. I don't want to do that.
No. Don't worry about that.
All right.
Yeah.
Because the-
Don't worry about
Bill-
party confusion. Worry
can-
about playing your character.
He can help. He can help other people, right?
Yeah.
The people you don't kill.
Then
And
that defeats
helping,
my
helping you
purpose.
guys as well. And besides which, that conflict is cool, right? We want to see that as well.
Yes.
Interesting, that conflict.
We will never get off the ship because our plans won't work. we sabotage our own plans.
It will. It will.
All right.
so I think here's the strategy. We will knock out the engines, thus disabling pursuit. We will need to get the owl refueled and rearmed if it's been disabled, and we need to locate the good captain and the first mate. What order do you think we should do this in? Is there any way for you to set up a timed charge or a time delay on when the engines break?
Oh, absolutely. All I need to do is make sure that the percolator overheats.
Just
at a
holds
given
up a
time,
finger.
and I can do that
Good.
by calculating the proper BTUs for the compression coils.
Lady Blackbird's already talking.
Yes,
Well,
but
now
I'm
that
taking,
that's settled.
I'm taking an XP for Key of Banter.
Cool. Sounds good.
It's whenever I make everyone laugh, or when I speak in technobabble to
Got
explain
it.
something.
Your pilot techno jargon.
Your techno jargon. So we have that settled. I do believe. How like you said there was like about give or take 200 people on the ship at minimum. Like would I know or would I have an estimate of like how crude the engines would be if we're just sitting at like dry dock or whatever? Or could I make a guess?
In the engines.
Yeah.
Probably a lot of the crew that's kind of their function on the ship is keeping the engines and the power and stuff going on. So probably there's at least 10 people in there, 10 to 20 crew members.
Hmm. Do you think we could take them?
So and I'd just like to point out that with your Stormblood and that you can do extremely powerful effects when you channel the energy of the storm. So you can wipe out dozens of people at a time potentially if you set it up.
All right.
So,
All right.
You could even change the weather outside the ship.
yes,
hoping.
that is also true.
Neat.
So So if you want to bust out, you can deal with people as well.
Uh, or are we just like hovering somewhere, or like what's going on?
Yeah. So the setting takes place. It's all in this world called the Wild Blue, which is kind of like planets. It's not quite planets going around the sun. It's more like planets just floating in this atmosphere, right? And the atmosphere just kind of goes on forever. And sort of at the surface, there's like this interface of up here it's like atmosphere, and then down below it's all this corrosive gas that kind of sinks below. So most of the planets, these big like asteroids or planetary bodies, kind of float just above that.
Neat.
And that's where people live on, right? And then people use these sky ships to go from sort of planet to planet or island to island, if you like, as they're floating around. And then,
Ziplining.
yeah, so it's miles and miles, kilometers and kilometers between these things. So you need like a skyship to get between them. So that's the Hand of Sorrow is kind of floating,
Out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, it's got the engines are not they're like running, but it's not moving anywhere particularly. It's just kind of like floating.
It's in park.
In here. Yeah, exactly. But it's keeping out of the
Corrosive
it's
gas.
Points is, yeah, that it won't go into the corrosive gas. And most ships can't do that. Your ship, the Owl, however, does have a special coating on it that'll last a few hours under the corrosive.
All right. So knowing that,
the lower depths, but
it can't be good for the ship.
Another peril of the lower depths is there's sky squid and potentially other monsters down there and stuff.
Oh boy. So I think we've got a plan of attack. As soon as we can get the thing, or get the owl. As soon as we can get the owl refueled, and their crew on board, that's when the sabotage will kick in. We'll hightail it out of here, and I will make sure they won't follow us.
Cool. So Star's going to go do that.
Sorry.
Star's going to go set up the sabotage, and then what's your first destination then?
Well,
Are you going to go right to the hangar?
I don't see as we have much of a choice, since it is right above us.
You could instead like find an intercom or a guard station or something and try to figure out where Cyrus Vance is.
That's a good idea. I like that.
Or you could just go to the bridge. The captain is there. Maybe he wanted to talk to the captain of the Owl, right?
So our first stop is to go down to the engines. Second stop is find an intercom, locate a captain. Third stop is go pick up the captain. Third stop is fuel up the Owl, and we're out of here.
But you're all going to stick together, and you're going to the engines, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So you head down.
The party.
Start heading down these hallways, and the engines are pretty easy to locate. You get kind of oriented of where the front of the ship is, and you just head to the back, right?
Yeah.
And there's eventually there's little like sort of painted on the walls. There's signs saying this way to the mess, this way to the bridge, this way to the engines, and whatever. So you're on the right track. By the way, these hallways are like all painted clean white, and occasionally there's like bulkheads with doorways. These kind of fireproof metal doors. But as you're walking along, all the doorways are open. Occasionally you pass a crew member that's walking along. Occasionally you pass a guard that's standing before some door or other. But basically you can make your way down the hallway, no problem. As you approach the rear of the ship, though, standing in front of one of these bulkheads is a couple of guards who are on duty, and you can see that there's a couple of engine crew members who are they're covered in their uniforms
Overalls.
are like covered in grease, and they're kind of dirty looking. They're coming out from this, coming down the hallway, through this bulkhead, and there's a couple of guards standing on either side, and you know that you'll need, to get past these guys, you'll need some reason that you're bringing your prisoner to the engines, because that's not a usual place for them, right? So it's pretty obvious that, down this hallway, that's all that's around is the engines.
All right.
And beyond them, you can see like the actual engine room doorway is open, and you can see sort of beyond, like you can hear as well the engines
The
pumping
roar
along,
of the
like these
engines,
huge,
yeah.
steam pistons going along, and gears turning and clanking, and etc. Yeah. So what do you do?
I'm going to take Naomi right up to them and say, and wait for them to address us.
No. Hold on. Hold on.
It's fine.
We're like what, 40 feet away from them, walking up.
Sure.
I'm gonna discreetly ask with like my head down to my two compatriots, can we take them?
We don't need to,
Yes.
but we don't need to.
What do you offer?
Simple. Ships run on coal. Ship like this probably takes a lot of coal. These guys don't want to shovel coal all day long. Get a prisoner to do it.
That's a fair point. Sorry, that is a fair point. Eyes her loyal compatriot, and you do look like you can shovel a lot of coal.
Wow.
I can shovel a lot of Imperial soldiers too.
It's not aggressive, but she pokes her in the back with the bat. Sorry, she pokes her in the back with the baton, and we'll have time for that later. Let's focus on getting off this ship.
Yes, my lady.
So yeah,
All right.
I think yeah, we walk up.
Okay. And so they're, one of them just says, "All right, where are you bringing this prisoner?"
So I've got a whole bunch of stuff that can apply here. I'm going to basically attempt to hustle them past, or hustle us past.
Right.
Using cunning, because I have deception, misdirection, disguise, and I
Right.
think that hits a lot of them.
So you're gonna sell them on this coal shoveling plan. Right
Oh
on.
god, I hope this works.
Okay, cool. So you got one for just trying something. You can use cunning as your trait, so that's 2, and then just name off the tags that you want to use.
Deception.
Yep.
Misdirection. Disguise.
So yeah. Sounds good. Oh, sorry. Difficulty-wise, this will be 4 difficulty for challenging, because this is pretty unusual.
Yeah.
I can assist.
Yeah, guys, can I get? I think I'll probably end up throwing in one of my extra dice.
I will tell the guards that I just wanted to be out of prison earlier. I traded for good
Stretch the legs.
service and just flex muscle a little bit.
Okay.
Roll to impress.
Awesome.
I'll throw a die your way.
All right, so
Okay. Well, how are you helping Snargle?
Well, first off, it was my idea. Second off, I'm the other guard there. I'll probably joke around and say, hey, look, I owe I owe the guys and the shovelers a favor, and I hope this will get them off my back.
Cool.
I like
So
it.
that's 7 plus any ones you want to add from your own die pool.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna throw in one because I really want this to succeed.
Okay.
So
I
we
think you're
have
rolling
8.
8 dice. Yep.
All right.
And may I get the key of Guardian? My action being influenced
Yeah.
by.
Yeah.
Let's see. You're Lady Blackbird's loyal defender. Hit your key when you make a decision influenced by Lady Blackbird or protect her from harm. Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah, you don't want to be called a slave. That's the last thing.
Yeah. I think I hit the key of imposter. You're in your disguise and passing yourself as a commoner when you perform well enough to fool someone with your disguise.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Let's see if you do.
Yeah. Let's hope I succeed.
This might be the key of conscience. I'm not sure. I'm just trying to stop them from getting their heads crushed by Naomi and their bodies fried by Natasha.
That's
Now,
true.
you don't know that I did that. From what happened was I slapped that guy really hard and he just went down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe I just have a very powerful backhand.
It's true. All right.
So yeah,
I'll-
I'm gonna
I'll give you
roll.
that. But go ahead and roll. Yeah.
All right, we have 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right.
Yes.
Barely made it.
Woo! That was close.
Okay. Yeah. So Snargle, you get your you hit your key for sure.
Sweet.
So everybody should have got one for that.
I ding.
Cool. So once you have 5 XP, you can at your whim, whenever you want, you can spend that 5 XP to get an advance. And an advance lets you either get a new trait, add a tag to an existing trait, get another key, or get another secret. And there's a list of those in sort of towards the back of the PDF. Keys and secrets, it kind of has to make sense, like how you learned this thing or why you suddenly care about this thing or whatever. Traits and tags, it's kind of more, you can just add whatever, it's fine. It's like, oh, you knew this all along, but now we're going to start paying attention to it or something.
Yeah.
Cool. And you can do that anytime, even like when you're attempting something, right? So it's like, oh, now I have to pilot the ship. I'm going to spend an advance to give me another tag on my pilot thing right now, right? So I get another die for this roll or whatever. You can do that anytime you want.
You learn best under pressure.
Yeah. So
All right.
that said, these guys are like, all right, I guess.
I pull the Eddie Murphy routine, like I am supposed to be here, and these guys need to just like, come on, let me through, come on.
You got you got permission for this, right?
Yeah, of course.
All right. Go ahead.
I think I would like to get a new key, and I think this is not a surprising one. The key of the Tinkerer.
Nice. So what does that say?
Sound appropriate? It's I can't just leave it alone. Hit your key when you modify, improve, repair, or patch some tech.
Cool.
You just take one step into the engine room and be like, this is where I belong.
Yes.
Oh, I'm taking souvenirs home.
Yes. So it is indeed a technological wonderland in this engine room. And there are indeed, it's kind of hard to get an accurate count, but there's about a dozen people in here, various crew members working around these gigantic, pistons and engine blocks and boilers and there's huge furnaces on one side and pipes going up towards the ceiling and snaking out to various parts of the ship. Some of these pipes are quite large as well, and towards the back of this gigantic room, you can see the engine, or sorry, the what you call the propulsion system as well, which is hooked up sort of directly to the engine. And let's see. Oh yeah, there's catwalks sort of crisscrossing above as well, so people can work on the tops of these machines and stuff like that. There's also every so often there's like a line, a hose or something hanging down. Possibly, there's like pneumatic power for tools, or there's or rather steam power for tools, or hoses of like to get lubricant in the right places or whatever, just hanging down from the ceiling. So it's just all kinds of crazy gears and technology, and from massive things all the way down to smaller control panels and stuff scattered throughout the room. This room is like probably one of the larger rooms in the ship. It's this massive warehouse size room back here, and it is hot. These furnaces are going, it's kind of it's a little smoky in here from the, it's not very well. I mean,
Ventilated.
it's well ventilated, but there's a lot of activity back here, so it's not perfect. And the smell of this burning coal and the smell of oil and lubricant and all these like mechanical type smells, kind of smells like you just stuck your head into a car engine kind of deal.
Lady Blackbird's gonna grimace and immediately like hold her hand over her mouth, and she goes, "Oh my!"
Yeah, and the lighting, there is some. It's mostly like kind of gas lamps, although people are carrying around. Or I guess it's the other way. There's a mix of gas lamps and some electric bulbs as well. Sort of smaller, kind of dim electric bulbs as we're used to them. And the fires from the furnace sort of cast this reddish glow on the rest of the room as well. And there's just unbelievable clanking and motion everywhere, and crew members are like shouting at each other, et cetera, et cetera. So
there's a tear in Snurgle's eye.
Yeah.
The most beautiful thing you've ever seen.
Yeah, it is a wonder. Probably the most the largest and the most complex accomplishment of the Empire, technology-wise, is this engine room.
Let's break it.
And there are several more like it, scattered throughout the Wild Blue, no doubt. So, yeah, what do you do? There's plenty of activity to get lost in here, but it is you do get a couple of glances from crew members as you come in, as like it's you get the idea that it's not too common for guards to come up, come back to the engine itself.
So I imagine the boiler is relatively close to where the main engine, or the main part of the engine is, since it's feeding directly in.
Yeah, sure.
Just gonna have our group purposely like walk towards it, and then we're have start shoveling coal, and hopefully our goblin friend can set up something.
Okay. Yeah, so you walk over to that area, and there's a couple of people. Let's see. I don't know. Why don't you guys tell me exactly how the coal is stored, or where they're shoveling the coal from? Because I don't really know.
Well, on classical ships like this, the coal is stored really, really close to the boiler, because nobody wants to haul coal a long distance.
Yeah.
So
It's just a pile on the floor.
yeah,
I think
it's generally
this-
just a pile
like
on the floor.
A pit around the boiler with a massive pile of coal.
Cool. Yeah, so there's like I'll say there's like a big storage pit sort of built into the floor nearby, and then you've got people kind of shovel up the coal into wheelbarrows, right, or like little carts. So you got like one guy is shoveling the coal into these carts, and the other guy's taking a full cart and going over and like upending it into the furnace part at the bottom, and bringing the cart back around. And there's only a couple guys working it right now, and one of them, the guy with the carts, sort of stops and walks over towards you guys and it says, "Can I help you?" Over the sound of all this, the fire burning nearby, and then the clanking from the general room.
Can I help you?
Basically, I'm gonna shout. Prisoner wanted some exercise, like just keeping it very, very short and concise. Give her a shovel. Sorry, my apologies.
Oh, okay. And he like walks over to the other guy and like shouts something down at him, and the other guy climbs up. Climbs the
I go to unfasten
the ladder out of the coal thing. All right, cool.
Sorry.
Naomi gets to work.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And just nod back to Lady Blackbird for acknowledging, but it's fine.
Well, this is your time, little buddy.
All right, man. So, Naomi, you're once again a slave for the Empire. And one of the workers kind of sticks around, right, to kind of watch you and help out to keep shoveling, moving the stuff. The other guy walks off towards the exit.
Try to affect. Oh, sorry.
I'm going to pick up the cart like it's a very light bucket and throw the coal into the furnace from a distance.
Oh my God!
Not even bothering to wheel it over.
But I hold on to the cart, not throw the cart in the
Right,
Throw
right.
the cart in there as well.
That would be
Yeah. So, and instead of this tiny shovel to fill the little cart up, you just like
just resentment.
bam. Awesome.
Needs some outlet for the resentment.
Cool. And the guy.
And also to distract people, so people to
Yeah.
be looking at.
Yeah. So the guy was, ready to start like hauling the carts back and forth, and he sees you go to work, and it's just like, whoa, all right then. And after a couple minutes of like watching you, is like, well, I don't need to be here. I'm taking a break, and wanders off.
Perfect. Now's your chance.
Yeah, I'm going to go. Well, I'm a kid in a candy store. I'm going to go and look at all the cool stuff.
Okay.
We do have a mission. Come on.
Right on.
Yeah.
As you're wandering around and taking a look and like fiddling with various valves and stuff, you're still in the guard uniform, right? So
Yep.
various crew members are like, as you come to their kind of area where they're working, just look over at you and with this puzzled look on their face, and just like keep going. And then occasionally someone will come up and be like, do you need some help or something? What's going on?
Is that a backflow compression regulator?
Oh God. Like yeah, but it's modified right now because we're in a pursuit mode. But what?
How did he modify it?
Well, here, let me show you. And he like
Yes.
takes you over and like starts pointing out, where they've crimped this pipe here and like installed a different gauge over here to better control such and so, and great. So you just like fit right in, and before long, you've got several of these crew members sort of huddled around you, and like they're kind of engaged in this discussion, this in-depth discussion of how they're running things, and then also kind of like fascinated that this guard actually seems to know what he's talking about.
He has to pay his college somehow.
Yeah, and cool. And then what?
I started asking them questions. I'm like, but couldn't you get better efficiency if you take the pressure flow and put it right back through the transmission gears to give yourself a little bit of a turbo boost? I think that you'll get like 30% more efficiency.
Yeah.
I tell them this, and it's true, but in an hour it blows everything.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. So they'll like a couple of guys climb up, and one guy gets up on the catwalk, and the other guy's at ground level, and they like work together to make this modification, and bring out their wrenches and stuff. And
while we're all distracted,
Yes,
I replaced the regulator with just a straight pipe and pocket it. That was a cool regulator.
Oh, nice. So you like help them, fix it up, right? And they kind of test it out. They test it out.
Totally.
And
but I'm totally scanning cool tools or taking with me cool tools and components.
Nice. All right. So stealing that stuff is going to be tricky to walk out of here without them noticing. So let's call that. I'm going to say obstacle 3. So you need 3 successes.
I am not helping you at all. This is not what we agreed to.
Well, I get my automatic die, and I'm sly, and crafty, and sneaky, and they're distracted, and I'm lying to them. And I'll throw in 2 of my own dice.
Okay. Cool.
Could you get trade speak, since they're like talking nerdy to them?
Trade speak?
Oh, yeah, that's totally true.
I didn't consider the other meaning of trade, but absolutely, this is a.
I'll only throw in 1 of my 8 dice then. So that brings me up to 8 dice.
Cool.
All
Sounds
for
good.
this valve.
Oh, fun.
All right, you got 1 success, and you needed 3 successes.
That was a lot of 2s.
So they initially they're distracted, and they're like working on testing out this modification, and they see that it works, and it is more efficient. And then the crew boss comes over, and he's got you can tell this guy's in charge because his uniform is relatively clean compared to the rest of these guys.
Oh no.
And he comes over, and is like, "What's going on over here?" And starts snapping at people to get back to work, and et cetera, et cetera. And as someone is trying to communicate to him, like the changes they've made and why they're doing it and everything, he looks at you and notices that not only are you a guard, but you are taking you've got all these pieces of equipment like tucked under your shoulder or into your pockets and whatever, and you're kind of like a little bulked up, and I imagine you're like changing shape to kind of like accommodate these things, and like hide them under your coat and whatever, but still you're looking a little lumpy there. You've got like a wrench, socket wrench like sticking out of your coat, and he just immediately
I point to one of the.
What's going on here? What are you taking there? And he starts accosting you, like grabbing onto your coat.
He did it. I point to someone randomly.
So question. You set up this modification to basically break when they fire up the engines, right?
It basically, this is like using sawdust to make an engine run better.
Oh no.
Nice.
It runs fantastically until it doesn't.
Okay,
By
cool.
the way, I think over this I've hit a couple of keys.
Yes.
I'm
So
Key
yeah,
of Tinker and Key of Banter.
you have your tinker and banter. Got it.
Um,
Did I put myself into danger for Key of Tinker?
Yeah, you did. I'll grant you that for sure. Come to think of it, with that danger thing,
The Daredevil thing is really.
yeah, I'm trying to think. I think Lady Blackbird, when you hit your key to the imposter, um,
yeah.
that might have been putting yourself in danger as well, because you were the one taking the lead for
Oh
that
yeah.
guard, right? And he could have recognized you easily. Uh, so I'll give you an extra XP for that. All right, and having accomplished this, anybody with key in the mission will also hit it.
That's
So I
me.
think that's just Lady Blackbird in this case. Yeah. So
So
you
I am
take
up.
action to complete the mission. So you got it.
So I'm up to 4 experience.
Cool.
One more.
So, yep.
One
Yep.
more.
All right. So Snargle is clearly in trouble as this boss starts. It's kind of hard to hear what's going on over all the noise, but you can look over and see that this boss, this crew member is grabbing his coat, and he also looks over towards the furnaces. He sees Snargle kind of looking over your direction, and looks over and sees this other guard, and points to you and sort of shouts something in your direction. He looks very angry.
I well, if I can make contact, I basically give him a look like it would look to anyone else like the heck did you do, or but we communicate as in did you do it?
Oh, okay.
It's just sort of a head tilt, like oh boy. I'm gonna walk over, shackle up, and bring over. I'm sorry. I
It's okay. I know what you're doing.
bring over Bishop, and basically like walk up with the prisoner and start shouting at the crew boss. What did he want?
Yeah. So he's yelling at you guys about what are you guards doing back here? Get out of here! This is you can't be messing with the engine. This is the what's the term? This is for crew members only, not soldiers. Get out of here!
Oh shucks! I always wanted to be an engineer.
What?
So
Around here right now.
Where's your superior? Who told you to come down here?
at that point, I just shout, I'd shout, "Let's get somewhere quieter," and point towards the door.
All right.
I don't think I have to roll for that because
No, fair enough. Yeah, he's like, okay, fine. And he sort of points over to
an office.
sort of, yeah, it's a little room which is still extremely loud, but shuts out some of the noise anyway. And it's not really an office. It's kind of just a sort of like a side workshop area, where there's like a bunch of benches and tools and various bits of machinery. And there's a couple other people in there who are working, but he tells everybody else to get to work, and then leads you over to this workshop area, and he shouts at the couple of guys who are working there to you know,
Skedaddle.
yeah, give him the room, and then closes the door once they leave. And upon closing the door, it's it dulls. You just get the more of a dull thudding type of sound through the walls. And he's like, "All right."
Bishop, get him.
Naomi rush to him and like do the same thing as she did at the first guard and
Mhm.
muffles him and push him to the ground, but
Well,
not.
the noise is not really an issue here because nobody's
Yeah.
going to hear anything here.
He's
Okay.
not
Make it
knocked out.
clean.
He's not dead. He's on the ground, and she's gonna say, "Make us you scream, and your face will be gone."
Oh
Okay.
my god.
So he kind of like nods as best he can.
Can you like knock him
And
unconscious or something?
he's like looking to you guys, the guards. He's like, "Help me out here," right? But
Melody, do you want to
You want
ask
to
him?
mess with that?
Do you want to question him?
I certainly don't want to get.
Do we want to? Actually, yeah, that's a good question. This guy is the crew boss, so he probably knows what's going on in the ship, surely for maintenance purposes. We're good catch. I'm gonna ask where is the first? Where's the where's the ship that was brought in?
okay, cool, yeah. And he just volunteers everything immediately.
Yeah.
And he gives you exact directions to the hangar. It's in the sort of the main hangar.
Has it been crippled in any way?
It's standard procedure to let out all the fuel of any captured ships. So it's probably got docking clamps on it, but other than that, they wouldn't destroy anything probably.
All right. Where's our crew? Or where? I don't say our crew, but where is the crew of that ship?
Oh. Well. This guy doesn't know much, but they're either in the brig or they could be in the hangar, or they could be up on the bridge. Kind of depends what the captain wants to do with them.
Does anybody else want to ask him any questions?
Yeah. What's your formula for engine grease?
At that, well, just. Can you not? This is serious.
It's
Yeah.
important.
Sure. So he'll tell you anything you want to know about the engine grease and the engines.
All right, but seriously,
Really,
does
that
anybody
much pig fat.
Yes.
We must hurry,
Indeed.
and I knock out the guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pop.
Knocking him out. Fair
Take
enough.
anything
Okay.
on his body that is, for security clearance or keys or things that
Sure.
can
I
navigate.
steal his blueprints that he has laying around.
Okay. Yeah, so this in this workshop area, there's all kinds of like reference, books for like repairing various parts of the ship and how the thing is built and stuff like this. And like operate like procedures for doing various things to the engine and etc. So yeah, you can grab all that stuff if you want.
Yeah, I'll throw it in like a bag. And
I do believe I hit my key of the mission, so I worked toward getting us off the ship and to my lover.
Yes, very good.
Can I get one for a key of guardian?
Yep, I'll buy it. All right. Cool. So you guys. One note about this is like a sort of a busy area of the ship, and it's unlikely that this guy's going to remain undiscovered for long. So these guys who are working in here are going to come in and like also, even if they don't for some reason, this guy's going to be missed pretty quick, right? He's like the boss. He's like keeping an eye on things around here. So if the boss doesn't come around in like
Shortly.
every 10 minutes or something, then people are going to start looking for him, right?
All right.
I'm going to
just
try
so
to
you guys
find.
know.
I'm going to try to find alcohol bottle somewhere. Is there one?
That was
Oh my God.
exactly my idea.
Make it look like he's drunk. Not here. You'd have to go to like personal quarters or something.
Yeah. Is there a locker that we can just like shove him into or something?
Yeah.
Gonna throw a cloth over,
yeah,
over him, and then shove him into a clothes,
Like a tool,
a
tool
tool
closet
thing.
or something. Cool.
So he looks just like a piece of equipment that just has a cover over it.
Nice.
And just
nice.
lock the closet.
Close the door.
normally. Yeah.
All right.
normally.
Oh, did we
Gonna
get
wake
his
up with a splitting
name
head.
before we knocked him out?
Yes.
Do you know what?
Yes, I knocked
You
it.
know his name? I'll go to the
Oh.
speaker.
Yeah. You can.
He's
learn
got
his-
a name
yeah.
tag.
I'm sure you learned his. Yeah, you can look at his ID. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. I'll go to the intercom, and I'll do a general call in the throughout the engine room and say, so and so to Hangar Bay 3, so and so to Hangar Bay 3.
Okay. Cool.
But
Nice.
that's where he is.
Nice. All right. Cool.
All right.
Cool. All right. So let's. I'm gonna take a break real quick here for
Yeah.
a few minutes. If you've got 5 XP, you can look through any keys or think of some tags you want to add or something. If you want to, you don't have to do it right away, but
Or you, the stuff in brackets are suggestions for tags that you can add onto existing traits.
yes, good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's suggestions there. You can add new traits or take a look at the secrets. One particularly interesting secret that you might want to go is Secret of the True Course, which is you know how to navigate the remnants. But to get that, you have to learn it from somebody who already knows, right?
Yeah.
And that's important because Uriah Flint's secret base is in the remnants somewhere. So okay, I'll be back in a few minutes.
Yeah. Same. I gotta go get some water. I'm having a good time. This is pretty fun.
I just want my chair. You can have my lap. I just want my chair.
So, for those watching at home, it's interesting to note that I've run this game quite a bit, and each time it's kind of different. It's like obviously it's a different story, and people take a different approach to the opening situation, but also just how far people get in the scenario is really varies from game to game, right? So in this game, we're kind of really focusing on this opening situation and the opening, the starting
Log,
ship,
yeah.
the Hand of Sorrow. But in some one-offs, you can do like the whole story arc, and get off the ship relatively quickly, and then hit the various points and actually end up at the pirate base all in one session.
Jeez.
It just kind of depends, how detailed you want to be about these various scenes.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Question. I just noticed you all have the little banner things. How do I have a banner thing?
Yeah, you can use Dice Stream has one built in. If you use that, it's called the lower third.
Lower third. Oh, okay.
Yeah. If you want your little picture next to it and stuff, I use a Hangout toolbox instead. But Hangout toolbox is nice because it'll like save your
References.
it'll save your different names and stuff you use, which I find handy for role playing.
Voila!
Yes, perfect.
Bleh. God, I want to get to fly, but
Yeah, and so speaking to that, I think we're gonna fast forward a little bit here.
yeah.
And actually get off the ship and go somewhere, potentially. Because I want to do that, and I expect this to only last another hour and a half or so. So we'll speed it up a little bit and
All right.
do more interesting stuff. I mean, do more stuff that's also interesting. But what do you guys think so far?
I like it. It's very, very rules light, and I
Yes.
think I'll probably end up using this for a few games, a few one-shots.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, the rules are
As
summed
light
up
as I've ever seen
summed
them.
up in half a page. So your whole character is the top half of the page, and then all the rules of the game are the bottom half of the page. So John Harper is great for creating these
This-
really pretty and short games that are good for one shots.
This is definitely not the latest rules game I've seen. Just right off the top of my head, Witch Road to Winchester is definitely lighter in rules.
Hmm.
Heavier in everything else, but
Yeah, right.
I just,
Um,
God, man.
Shout out to
That
the
is-
Wheel of Time. What is it? The Wheel of Fire? I think that's what it...
Oh, Burning Wheel.
Burning Wheel, that's what it is.
Yes.
I downloaded that, and I just took one look at it. I was like, this is way too intense for me.
Yeah, I haven't played that one, but I played Mouse Guard, which is the same system basically, and yeah, it's quite intricate the way all those mechanics work together. It's cool.
I have a bunch of friends who really like Burning Wheel, but I had a play experience without them with Burning Wheel, and it turned me off from the game because it was such a bad experience. My friends have been trying to convince me that I should try it with someone who's better at running the game and
Yeah.
with a better
It
play
is
group.
GM intensive.
It definitely has a lot of finicky rules, but from what I've heard, the rules encourage character development as opposed to other systems like D&D, which basically just quash anything interesting in role playing.
Well, they just don't care about it or have
Yeah.
many mechanics related to it.
See, that's just it. Burning Wheel is a difficult system, but you'll get objectively better at it. Like, the more you
Right.
play it, you'll get better at playing Burning Wheel. It's not like D&D where it's like you can get smarter about handling encounters.
Right.
The fundamental game is the same in D&D, but as you play Burning Wheel, you get better at playing Burning Wheel,
Right.
and like mechanics come easier and easier.
Interesting.
To me, I think one of the game systems that teaches people to be better role players very, very well is Apocalypse World.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Which, in
I look
fact,
for.
Aaron,
Sorry.
were you in the one shot that I ran of it like a month or two ago for Anti-Gen Con?
Oh no.
I couldn't remember who was in that or off the top of my
But
head.
I have played a lot of Apocalypse World, and it's one of my favorite games for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's cool. I actually really like Lady Blackbird for that as well because it gives you these keys, which are basically here's what you do when you roleplay, right? Like here's what your character wants to do. Do this a lot, and it rewards you for doing that.
Yeah, totally. And I've heard that Lady Blackbird was an influence on Vincent Baker when he wrote
Yeah,
about it.
it wouldn't surprise. It's influenced a lot of people, I think. Very cool. All right. So we've. Yeah, go ahead.
It's not that Vincent Baker didn't know how to write games because he already did Dogs in the Vineyard and a couple other games.
Yeah.
Never
No,
played Dogs in the Vineyard. Looked fun though.
Yeah, Lady Blackbird has been a big influence on a lot of people, I think. By the way, it's free. If you're interested in what we're doing here, you can go to 17design.com/Lady Blackbird, or just search Lady Blackbird RPG, and it's up there, and you can get the PDF and run it. It's really cool. We've covered all the mechanics, by the way, how you build a dice pool and roll it, and difficulty and stuff. Except there's a couple things, which is that there are these conditions. So sometimes as part of a failure, or just whenever I feel like it, I can say I can give you a condition, and every character has these boxes on them marked, injured, dead, tired, angry, lost, hunted, or trapped.
I was wondering about that.
And if I give you one of those conditions, it just means that is just true in the fiction, right? So just pay attention to that. Something like being injured might mean, oh, now the sky squid can smell your blood in the air, or something like that. So sky squid is going to go after you before anybody else, but there's no real like hit point type mechanics going on, right? It's just like if you fail a roll somehow, then you might get injured, or if you get thrown out of the Hand of Sorrow into the Wild Blue, you might get the dead.
You might get the
right?
dead straight.
But dead just means presumed dead, unless you're, unless the player is okay with like, yes, I'm actually dead, right?
Nobody's dead until you find the body.
Exactly. And anyway, so that's conditions. Knowing that, there's one other mechanic that we haven't gone over, which is the refresh scenes. So you can refresh your die pool back to 7, and you can remove a condition. All you have to do is just say, oh, let's do a quick scene between our characters, right? And a refresh scene is kind of a character development moment where it's a good chance to like ask a character a question about your connection or your past or what they're thinking or whatever you want. So it's just kind of like a little character moment between two characters, and when that happens, then they both refresh. You can request that at any time, or if you have an idea for one, just go for it. That's fine. And
I'm ready to go if you guys are.
Ideally, a refreshment scene, like if you're going to remove the injured condition or something, you should say like how you're healing or bandaging that up or whatever, right? Something like that. But in any case,
You sew back the foot.
That's how you get your dice back in addition to gaining XP or hitting your keys. Cool. Good to go.
Mm-hmm.
So, doop. Right. So you've knocked the guy out, covered him up. You've made the announcement over the intercom that, oh, the crew boss, Chad Grayson, please report to Hangar Bay 3, and hopefully nobody will miss him for some time. and you've set up the engine of the Hand of Sorrow to blow up as soon as they go to cruising
Launch,
power.
yeah.
And you are still in your guard disguise. That is, Lady Blackbird and Snargle are still looking like guards. And you know that you need to fuel up the owl, which is in the hangar, and you know exactly how to get there now. And you need to find Captain Vance and First Mate Arkham. So, what do you do?
Well, if it's cool with you guys, we could probably just do a scene cut to walking through the hangar.
Yeah, because we have to refuel the
Yeah.
owl anyways.
Yeah.
Okay. Gonna
So-
head to the hangar.
Yeah, we're heading to the hangar. In between, how do you guys want to do this? Do we want to, like, I don't know, launch the owl and hope that they're on the deck, or what? Or should we split up? What do you guys want to do?
Well,
Out of character.
my idea for refueling the owl is to hook up the fuel line, but to mess with the switch so it looks like we're pumping fuel out of the owl, but we're actually pumping fuel into the owl.
Okay.
Flipping the light.
Yeah.
Nice.
All
I
right.
figured it was some kind of like auto stop because that's not a very complicated mechanism.
Sure.
I mean, that sounds like it'll work fine. Are we fairly sure that the captain and first mate are upstairs?
Well, we were given a couple of possibilities. They could be in the hangar. They could be on the bridge. They could be in the brig, except we were just in the brig.
Yep.
So,
Can we eavesdrop on the guards in the hangar?
yeah.
That's actually a good point. They probably are talking. They're talking all about the ship that they brought in because gossip. People
Yeah,
love
okay.
to. I work. People love to talk about random stuff.
Yeah. If
Anyways.
you, and you're kind of big news probably. This
Yeah.
strange ship that they have stopped to take aboard. All right. Yeah. So, you're escorting Naomi as a sort of a prisoner, right, to the hangar, and it's kind of the same deal. There's a bunch of crew people walking down the halls. The occasional guard is going back and forth from their post or whatever, and you pass various different rooms along the way. There's like, storage rooms. There's like what you call personal
Quarters.
bunks, quarters. On the way there, as you're going up through the different levels, one interesting room that you pass is an armory, which holds, just glancing in, you can see there's sort of a person sitting at a desk, behind which there's all kinds of weapons and including like more of these nightsticks and swords and
Would it be appropriate if
rifles
we
and etc.
carried some of that around the ship? Because I can't. Like, what's the armament of the guards generally? Is it just a nightstick? Or are these guys more like police than they are actual fighters?
Yeah, so the people on guard duty generally don't have firearms, but you have seen walking past, a couple of actual soldiers who do have firearms on them as well. So you might be able to get by with it. It's a little unusual to be escorting a prisoner with firearms, but hey, maybe this is a really dangerous prisoner. She certainly.
Yeah, you should have seen what they did to the guard down in the down in the brig.
Yeah. So standing between you and these weapons, though, is guard or like a soldier, sort of quartermaster type, sitting at a desk in this room.
Uh, should we skip over this, or do we want to get? How violent do we want to go?
Right.
Snargle really has no interest in guns. Not unless they fire something like electro bullets. That's really cool. But, regular bullets, it's simple. Just a small explosion with a bit of metal. It's boring.
They do have kind of like taser type deals.
Ooh.
Cattle prod kind of
But
things.
we may use them as a diversion, just like you did with the boss, the crew boss.
Yep. So so is it worth it to stop here and get your way past this guy somehow, or convince him? And how are you
We
gonna
do
do
not
that?
need the weapons,
It is-
but we may need him.
It is always worth a new toy.
All right. So, question: like, is this guy just sitting behind like a bog standard desk, just like filling out forms or whatever,
Yes.
or is he just relax? Yeah.
It's designed so that like when if an alert goes off or whatever, and they
Everybody can just start.
battle stations or whatever, everybody just runs into the room and grabs their shit and gets going. So this he's not like in front of the door or whatever. It's just like kind of
Off to the side.
a little off to the side, and he's working on paperwork and checklists and whatever to.
Perfect. Is he within arm's reach if you just come in through the door?
Yeah.
Can I just walk in and just haul back and slap him again?
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a thing that My Lady Blackbird does.
Wow.
When she wants to be subtle about her ability usage.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna make you roll for this one. It's fine.
Just on the ground. Naturally, I just tucked the body underneath the desk where his legs would go,
Okay.
pushing the chair. I'm probably just going to end up. What is appropriate for a guard to wear openly? Like, can we wear these pistols?
Mm-hmm.
All right, and I'm gonna grab two. I'm gonna grab. I don't know, like probably a pistol that I'm just obviously carrying off to my side, and then like one tucked in the jacket for to toss Bishop as shit goes down.
Okay. Nice.
I'm going to grab a bunch of the taser things.
Nice.
One I'm going to have like on my belt. The other four, I'm fiddling around with them, and I'm turning them into some form of electro grenade.
Just stuffing it into your
It's made out of
pocket.
metal. I
Very cool.
chuck it. They just all burst electricity at the same time,
All right,
Nice.
let's go.
Nice.
and that is totally modifying something. So, yay, key
Yeah.
of the timber.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Also,
All right.
I have decided I am gonna get the key of navigating the remnants.
Okay. You're gonna
Grip.
have to find somebody who can teach you that,
Can we find something in this room?
or not the key, the secret, right?
Oh yeah, the
We
secret
find
navigate.
this
Well,
room.
I think my lover would take me on a cruise around there at some point, but I suppose it was 6 years ago.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and you didn't have to fly yourself.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But it's pretty unlikely that anybody on an Imperial ship, like an Imperial soldier or somebody, would know how to navigate the remnants, because there's Imperial worlds
dangerous
over here,
territory.
and the remnants is like pirate free worlds over there.
It could be that they're on a mission to find the Pirate King themselves. They might not have all
I doubt it. This looks like a schooner, or just
Generally, it's true. There might be some Imperial soldiers somewhere, but it's not on this ship, right?
That's fair.
This is like, yeah.
All right, so
Cool.
I will grab a handful of gunpowder. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them. Just pocket them.
pocket sand.
All right.
So yeah,
Yeah.
and since I secured weapons and I had already selected selected what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take if it's cool with you, I do believe I got a key to the mission because I now have us armed.
I'm not sold on that one.
Oh, come on.
Once you, if you get like getting the ship refueled, or finding the
Sorry.
captain, that
All right.
kind of thing.
All right,
Uh,
fair enough.
Yeah, it's I know it's worded a little
Vaguely.
ambiguous. Like just hit your key when you take action to complete the mission, which is basically every single action you ever do, working towards this thing. So I'm gonna be a little more selective. Sorry
All right.
about
Well,
that.
well, let's get up to the hangar and start refueling the owl.
Okay, cool.
I'll leave the quartermaster a pillow mint.
Is this just a thing? Do you just carry around pillow mints?
We appear to knock a lot of people out.
Yeah. All right.
Snuggle, do you want to say something over the intercom?
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Do you want to divert the soldiers from the hangar or from the ship?
What could he say though?
That the quartermaster wants them somewhere else.
I can't think of anything that would really do that.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think there are like a whole lot of soldiers around the ship. I mean, assuming that they've already hauled us in and all the people are off the ship, then like, what? There's a bunch of techies running around it.
I think the better thing we can do is dress Naomi up as the quartermaster.
I don't think that'll work.
The clothes won't fit because I'm way too big.
Okay.
Not everybody can change shape, Snargle.
Yeah, God.
Well, someone's got to be Naomi's size.
Not
I mean,
this
we're
guy.
all human after all.
Yeah, but not this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably not this guy. Maybe one of the soldiers. One of the kind of fighters.
Bigger, yeah.
Or I can sit behind
This guy's got a
him.
desk job.
So should I go to the intercom and ask for someone who's 6'3" to come to the quartermaster's office?
Yes, we need to outfit a new some new weapon for somebody.
So yeah, I think our best bet is just to
Or say
walk-
you just
Yeah.
got a new shipment of extra large uniforms. Come pick them up.
But I do believe our best bet is just to walk through the hangar and let you do your work. We'll provide distractions for anything going on.
Okay, so you walk up to the hangar, and there's a couple of guards, sort of standing at their post in front of the doorway. But the doorway is open, actually, and there's also a couple of crew members who are apparently, taking a break or whatever. They're just kind of hanging out out in front of the hangar, and they're chatting with the guards about various, their ships and what's going on, and etc. So once again, you'll have to, tell them why you're here. Kind of your unusual to bring a prisoner in, so you have to come up with some excuse. So what do you do?
So I tell Naomi where Cyrus keeps his stash of really old scotch. And we use the excuse that this prisoner told us that the captain has a bottle of 1543
Imperial Classic.
Yeah, Imperial
that's a
classic
good year.
that.
Oh,
That we that would be a real shame if it went to waste on one of the officers when they finally searched the ship.
all right. I'd say that's enough to get people.
Beautiful, beautiful. You can hit your key of banter as well, because that is fucking classic Snargle.
Okay, ding.
All right.
Captain's gonna be
Yeah.
back and be like, "Where's our scotch? We used it to save your life."
Yeah. So they're not
Oh, and I'm
suspicious at all.
reckless. Man.
Yeah, they're 100% on board with this plan. So they'll let you guys through.
All right.
And going into the hangar, the
Is this like a large hangar, or is it just
Yeah.
like a singleton hangar?
no,
Like-
this is another large hangar. It's kind of it's divided into three rooms, and each room is kind of pretty large and holds several of these small like fighter ships and the Owl. The Owl is in this particular one, and this is like number 3 or whatever. And you can see there's like a wall with several like large doorways where people can walk back and forth. And there's a whole other room over there that's Hangar Bay 2, right? Then beyond that, even there's another one. And this room is once again fairly large. It's notable because up the top, rather than a normal ceiling, it's got these retractable like doors, these sliding
Takeoff. Yeah.
doors, right? And they kind of like they open up, like one of them can kind of slide open, right, and the other one comes the other way. And connected to these is a big chain that kind of comes down the wall on either side of the hangar, and you would like pull this chain to retract the doors back and open it up. But right now they're closed, and you can see 3 smaller ships, and there's like a couple of empty spots, and the Owl is docked here, and there's a good like 20 feet from the top of the Owl to the door ceiling up there.
All right. So I'm just gonna ask where's the scotch you promised them? I'll go in, get it. You fuel up. Are they paying attention to us, or like is it empty?
Oh, you. It seems empty. There might be like 1 or 2 people, in one of the ships working on the ship somewhere. But it seems pretty empty. And the 2 crew members who are standing at the doorway with the guards are not really paying attention to you. They're like chatting. Now they're talking about the scotch and like
Comparing scotch Brian's.
yeah, and
No,
they are
man, that
speculating.
year was not nearly as good as this year.
Yeah, and they speculate a little bit about who this ship belongs to, right? It's like, wow, I wonder if they're smuggling this stuff to the free worlds or what's going on. Stuff like that. So yeah, so you guys just have basically free reign of the free run of the Hangar Bay 3. You can see there's several barrels of various liquids and stuff sort of scattered around the ships. Some is like fuel, some is antifreeze, some is whatever, oil, various different stuff. The main way to fuel the ship seems to be kind of on one wall. There's like a long length of several coils of hose, almost like a firefighting type hose. Really big fuel lines, which you are supposed to like stretch out, uncoil and stretch to the ship, I guess. And there's about 8 of these things, and they're like hooked up to some source of fuel somewhere.
Do they look like really heavy? Or
Yeah, they're pretty heavy. you know, normally it would take like 2 or 3 people to wrestle this thing over to a ship, but one person could maybe manage it eventually.
Well, Snargle can take off his coat and get really big.
No, I think that's a bad idea. I'm trying to figure out how we're going to do this, because we need somebody to turn on the fuel, we need someone to put in the fuel, and we need somebody to look like they're guarding the prisoner and getting the scotch.
I can pretend to be a new recruit and distract them.
Actually, would that work?
Well, I thought when you came up to them, it looked like Naomi was
A prisoner.
a prisoner, right?
But
So,
that's only to the 2 guards. I'm going to walk in other section of the.
Yeah. Actually,
okay.
you said that they weren't paying attention. Could we
Yeah,
just?
they're kind of just discussing. I mean, the door's like open, so they could look in and like see something suspicious going on, but they're not really watching you or anything.
All right. So,
If they look in and you've got like one of you is dragging a fuel line, that is a little suspicious, right? But
I don't see we have much of a choice. Get ready to knock some people down. I think it's probably best if we just go for it.
Yes, I can't wait.
okay.
All right.
So what do you do?
So I will go around the other areas of the hangar, and if there is a sparse like guard positioning at like an interval of space, I will just go up to each one and try to ask them where to get the new recruit's uniform, and to
I thought we were in a
prepare.
hangar, and so it
Yeah.
was kind of empty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's talking about going over to the next hangar over and like asking around. So
No,
what do you?
well, so there's only 2 guards in this hangar.
Yeah.
So all we do is just knock them out then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I would. So let's knock them out.
Okay.
Crack.
This is gonna be trickier though, because there's 2 guards and there's 2 crew members, and if you start bashing heads, they're gonna fight back, right? And they might sound the alarm somehow.
So how are they positioned? The 2 guards versus
Oh.
the 2.
You know what? I've got this.
Okay.
Are the guards and the crew members all close to each other?
Oh yeah, that's right. You have a stun bomb.
Yeah, they're like speaking distance, so
Yeah.
Hey guys, can you hold this? Don't mind the ticking.
No, I'll go up to them and say, "Hey, want to see a cool trick?" And you know what? I'll be in the radius. Sure.
all right. Yeah, that's the most convincing way to do it.
At this point, I just look at Bishop and it was just like, he's an idiot, but we gotta go. So I'm help.
This is total Key of the Daredevil.
Yeah, absolutely. Use something cool that is risky or reckless. I don't know if this is cool. I guess it's pretty cool.
I think it's pretty cool.
Hey guys, you want to see a trick?
Okay, I do have to warn you though that standing in this hallway, this is like kind of a people are walking back and forth. This is like more of a main hallway here, and so when you set off this grenade, like it's gonna attract attention, right? And there's like a couple of guards down the way, guarding the next hangar entrance, who can would hear something and
Okay, I'll say, come on, we'll need some extra space. Let's go into the hangar.
Okay. It's still gonna, it still might attract attention because it's gonna be pretty loud, this zappy thing.
Can we just knock them out?
Well, there's 4 people that we were trying to knock out.
Yeah.
Yes.
One can hit, one can use sorcery.
Yeah, I can take out one. Bishop, I think, is more than competent, and she could probably, sorry, he could probably handle 2 crew members or a guard and a crew member.
Yeah.
I'm going to take out the guards.
Well, too late. Snargle's already there. He's already walked
Perfect.
up to the thing.
With them, with them,
Yeah. So Snargle, are you gonna?
please don't
No.
light it.
Nomi says, wait. Are you gonna
Wait.
Oh yeah,
wait
I'll
for
totally,
them to knock him out or blow it up?
yeah, I'll totally do it. I'll try to get out of the way of the blast myself, but I know that's
Oh my
probably
God. We could just
Alright.
knock them out. It's not that difficult.
All right. So the real question is, can you get out of the way before it hits you? So go ahead and roll for that. It's going to be obstacle. I think obstacle 3, just difficult.
I thought it would be harder. I'm going with Goblin, and I'm going to be Agile, Quick, Tumbler, and Reckless, because this is totally reckless.
Yeah. Well, okay. I should be. I'll give you a choice here. If you want to make sure to knock everybody out, that'll be that'll be 4, right? But to do that, you have to, like, you're also gonna get injured here. By
Just flashbang who you can, and we'll mop the rest up.
right.
No, I'd prefer to take them all out.
Okay. Or you can just, if you just toss it at them or whatever and run away, then you don't get injured, but you might not get all of them right. But it's easier kind of that way.
Just
So-
toss it at them.
I'll try to take them all out, and I'm willing to get injured.
All right. So difficulty 4. Yeah.
For 5 dice, difficulty 4.
You know what? I'll throw in a die to.
You know what? Don't bother. I'm putting in 5 of my pool dice.
Oh boy.
Okay. Rolling.
Because then I'm going to use Secret of Lucky Break.
Okay. Once per session, because you're lucky, you can keep your pool dice when you succeed. So go ahead and use them all. Sweet. Okay. Still, additional dice couldn't hurt if you want to.
Wait, I'm making sure I got my count correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It should be 11 dice.
Okay. And what trait are you using, by the way?
Goblin.
Goblin. Okay.
Goblin.
Agile, quick, tumbler. Cool. All right. Yeah. Does Lady Blackbird or Nomi Bishop want to help somehow?
Yeah, I think we're here for the cleanup in case something goes down.
All right. You're just ready. All right.
It looks like I've got exactly 4.
4. Cool. So, and it fries them up and they collapse.
They're
And
not dead.
if they're not unconscious, then they're incapacitated for a while at least. And
I
kind
rush
of
to the door and close it.
okay.
Of
I
the
think-
hangar.
Yep.
I take it that was a dangerous example of Daredevil.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm going to give you the tag injured. So
Totally
which
sounds
means
legit.
whenever it makes sense, it might be like harder for you to do stuff, or people might single you out for some reason or whatever.
Actually, do you want me to go to the door and close it? Bishop, you can get in and start fueling because it looks like we're gonna have to make this quick.
After
Yes,
I
my
fall
lady.
over, I raise up a hand and shout success.
All right.
You don't have a hand. You only have a
Cool.
stump.
So you close the door, you start bringing the fuel line, unwinding the fuel line and dragging it over to the owl.
Mm-hmm.
And you can start, you can open the valve or whatever and start fueling it up. That's fine. So the
While
owl,
it's filling up, I'm going to grab Snargle and throw him into the ship. and into the pilot seat. Just
All
throwing
right. Gotcha.
Get in.
By the way, the owl itself has some conditions.
Oh no.
Stuff like need fuel, need supplies, busting and leaking. But in this case, it starts out the game with it needs fuel, but it doesn't have that anymore because you just fueled it up, so you're good to go.
Awesome. With Snargle in the pilot seat, we're gonna take it and pull down. Or you said that these were really big hangar doors. Do you think like us two could get it?
Yeah. It's designed to, it opens really slowly, but you yank the
Okay, but like then
like a
we're
garage kind of big garage door thing. Yeah.
then we're probably just yanking it as quick as
Is
possible.
there an
Okay.
electric method to opening it, and a non-manual method to opening it?
Oh, good question.
No.
Is there a button? Oh.
It's nothing
That's
that easy,
beneficial
sorry.
for them. All right, that's fine. Then we just work as a team.
Don't forget the docking clamps.
Yes.
I don't.
And is the
you don't wanna
docking clamp
scratch up my
manual or
ship.
electric?
I'm going to cross out pilot on the on my character sheet and replace it with captain.
No.
We're leaving. Guess who owns the ship now?
Okay. The
So help me, Goblin! I swear we are picking up the rest of the crew.
Wow. Yeah. So Naomi, you do notice that there's no obvious way to open the docking clamp from here. Like even on the controls on the wall or around the ship, there's no way to do it. So
Then I just
this
break
is
it.
actually an electronic kind of method. But yeah, you can just snap them off. Awesome.
Crunch.
Secret of destruction. Kapow! Cool. And
You punch your way through metal.
yes. Right on. And Snargle, you're slowly recovering the movement of your muscles. And I think when you got shocked, you kind of reverted to goblin form, right? So
All your clothes are super baggy.
yeah. But you get in there and you're slowly recovering, and you can start operating the controls and stuff, and you can see through the owl's
Sensors?
windscreen. You can see up that the doors are, at least one of the doors is pulling back, and you've got enough room to go. So you guys take off.
Whoosh.
Is there anything else you want to do before setting off into the wild blue?
Yeah. Crash right through the bridge room.
Right on.
Wait, so you want to
There's a gun.
Yes.
There's a gun on the
crash
ship.
into the bridge?
There's a gun on the ship.
So your ship does have a gun. It's kind of a rear-facing gun for shooting pursuers. You're more of a run and hide kind of deal than go on the offensive. But you could absolutely angle that to shoot the one of the windows of the bridge.
and I'm assuming, that basically the entrance to or one of the entrances to the owl is also in the back for like cargo and stuff.
Yes. Yeah. I picture it kind of like Serenity from Firefly, where it's got like a ramp that opens up to load stuff in. Yeah.
So here, I think we can just. I'm willing to bet that our deception has gone undiscovered as of yet. We should have the drop. Oh.
Well, you would think so, but when the docking clamps get broken, right, and it takes a minute, but you're able to get into the ship and kind of start lifting off, and as you kind of rise up, start at the entrance and rise up through the doorway, you can hear these klaxons start going off, brah, brah, and the wireless in the owl picks up one of the announcements that's getting
Oh no.
spread throughout the ship, which is that I guess I would say like prisoner escape, right? Battle stations or whatever.
Battle
And,
stations.
And
Yeah.
So everybody on the ship will be like rushing to grab their weapons or whatever, rushing to the guns. So as you're flying towards the back of the ship, you can see some of these turrets start changing their angle and turning to follow you.
If we fly close enough, they won't shoot their own command center. That's just basic military protocol. Don't shoot where all the guns are being controlled.
Yep. Okay, and
Some cloud cover might be nice.
hint, hint.
Yeah, I guess at this point it's time to work the magics.
Okay.
Basically, I'm trying to whip up a localized storm, basically around the Hand of Sorrow and like the owl to just give us some cover.
Cool. Actually, let's do. I think that's going to take a little bit, so you have to like channel some energy and start building it up. So let's do this other thing. Let's do Snargle's thing first. So you're gonna like maneuver over to the front and like shoot out the bridge, and that's gonna take some fancy maneuvering, I think, to get it all lined up. And
Luckily, I have fancy maneuvering.
yeah, and get close enough that they're not going to shoot you and everything like that. So
before I start channeling my spell, I of course hand the two pistols to Bishop and basically be like, get ready on the landing, or like the ramp thing. Yeah.
Cool.
Don't fall off. Sort of smile at her. Him. Sorry.
Yeah. What
Force of habit.
The pronoun is her, right? So
I don't know how to use a gun, my lady. Please keep
or
them.
say him. No.
When
Sure.
when it is in private company, since he's a he to everyone else besides me, basically.
Okay. So you say her. Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I was like, oh, all right. Well, just don't fall off, okay? You can tell Lady Blackbird's like composure is starting to crack as like she's calling up lightning, and like the Saxons are like growing crazy, and it's very loud.
Yep.
I will save the crew and get you to your Flint.
Yes. Very diplomatic. All right.
So yeah, fancy maneuvering.
Snargle.
So, one for rolling, one for pilot, one for daring,
Absolutely.
one for steady, one for maneuvering, one for evasion, one for tricky flying.
Yep.
And atmospherics.
Atmospherics.
I suppose he is. I suppose I did inform him that heads up, there's going to be a storm coming.
That's true. I'll buy it. So that's 8 dice. By the way, this is going to be level 4 obstacle challenging.
Okay, I'll put 5 more in.
Oh, it's going
Wow,
for it.
5 more. Okay, cool. So.
Well, I think I
13
could use the refresh scene soon, so...
Sure, maybe. Sounds good. So 13 dice, I think.
Yep.
Come on.
That's more than 4 successes there.
We can't
Okay.
see it.
Yeah, it hasn't shown up yet. Okay, but you got it. There you
There
go.
we go.
Perfect. So you're able to maneuver in and
Wow, you are a good flyer.
and fire the gun. And Naomi, you're kind of standing by the ramp, which is lowered, and hanging on. And there's wind whipping past you from the ship's movement, and then even more wind as the storm starts to pick up, and you see sort of just right out in front of you the bridge and all the people there like standing at the controls, and you see Captain Hollis,
Yes.
sort of giving orders, and kind of standing up and people running around between various stations and sending messages and etc. And the everybody's like panicking right now, except uh, for Vance and Arkham, who are just calmly. They're just standing still. They have nothing to do. They're just calmly, looking around, and then they see you guys fly up, and they see the shot is about to come, and all they do is just kind of turn their head a little bit and cover their face, and this huge cannon shot, and the one of the large viewing windows shatters, and glass goes flying everywhere, and this wind starts whipping into the thing, and there's suddenly papers flying all over the bridge,
This looks
and
awesome.
shouting, and now you can hear the panic of everybody, and Captain Hollis is yelling out the loudest over everybody. And what do you do, Naomi?
Go jump straight into the broken window and knock the guy who's yelling the loudest, assuming he is the captain.
Captain Hollis.
Hollis.
It's pretty
And
obvious.
Get him hostage.
Boom!
Oh, you're gonna take him. Awesome.
Oh
Awesome.
my god,
Not kill him yet. Hostage.
Okay. Awesome. I think getting him back to the ship is going to be.
What if for now just to hold him hostage so that
just
everyone
grab him.
can come
Yeah,
down for a
you
moment?
can grab him because nobody expects this, right? Everybody's kind of great. So yeah, you can get a hold of him, no problem. And Vance and Arkham, run over to you and stand next to you, and it's like, all right, what's the plan?
Get back on the ship.
Get back on the
You're
ship.
leaving.
Good plan.
Good plan.
And yeah, so they run and leap over the gap onto the ramp.
And as they leap over, the first lightning bolt starts rips across the gathering storm.
Nice. Okay, Naomi, you're surrounded. You're behind enemy lines. You're surrounded by all these officers and crew members and everything.
Paper and glass. And
soldiers. You see,
madness.
soldiers are just coming into the door now with pistols drawn, and but they're several paces away still, and there's papers flying everywhere. They're not going to let you take the captain if they can possibly prevent it.
Grab him and use him as a body shield.
But they won't shoot right now anyway.
Probably not. But they're everyone moves to like grab for you and take you down, right? So you've got about 2 seconds before you're tackled.
Can the captain and Captain Vance and KO do something?
Yeah, they're shouting at you to come, to jump. Get over to
Can
the
they
owl.
can they point their gun at Hollis to give me time?
Cool. Yeah. That sounds like something Vance would do. Uh, he doesn't have a weapon, actually, at the moment.
But Lady Blackbird has. She was
Uh,
going to give me one, and I refused. So she has one.
okay. Fair enough. Yeah. He shouts he shouts back at Lady Blackbird like, "Give me the weapon!" And you're kind of busy like calling
Yeah.
up the storm, right?
At
But
this point, my eyes are probably just glowing straight white, and I'm like, not now!
All right.
I'll like sort of chuck both the guns in his general direction, hoping he's going to be able to be athletic enough to catch it.
Nice, nice. Yeah, so he grabs one, Arkham grabs one, and they point the thing. They're shouting like, "We'll shoot! We'll shoot!" Uh, and what are you doing, Naomi?
Get out!
So either start throwing some fists and punching your way through, or you can, threaten the captain directly, or you can just try to run for it.
Just book it. We've got a storm inbound, and their engines are totaled, or hopefully.
Yeah.
But just say to Captain Hollis, this is your lucky day. You will not live to see another day. The next time I see you, and then dive out to the
All right.
cargo bay of the ship.
Wow.
If I get hit, it's fine.
All right, and you're running out, jumping across to the ramp, and
Lady
as
Blackbird.
as you jump, Kale and Captain Vance start firing, just firing at the guards and at the crew members, and Snargle, you're taking off, right?
Yeah, but I'm also hitting the fire button on the rear cannon.
Just keep firing. Yeah.
It's a
Vance is like,
giant
"Get us-"
red button.
Yeah. Vance is like, "Get us out of here, Snargle." And
Oh, we book it.
yeah.
Oh.
So you pull away.
And the ship
And,
starts to go.
As we go, I go, bye-bye, fun toy.
Awesome.
Oh my god.
You guys laughed.
All right.
That was really intense.
Okay. It's not over yet. So two problems. All right. The now that you're flying away, the guns are going to start shooting at you.
Oh
All
crap.
right. The other thing is that so we need to roll for your storm, right? The other thing is that they're going to start pursuing you, but the fix to the engine should stop that before too long. But
All right.
roll for this storm as the guns
So-
start unloading as soon as they are far enough away, and you hear these cannon shots start coming towards the ship.
I'm going to be using Master Sorcerer. I'm going to be hitting one for free,
Mhm.
since I'm doing something. I'm going to be using Spellcaster, Channeling, Stormblood, Wind, and Lightning. All right?
Okay. Choop. There was something about only using one spell thing.
That's
Uh,
for Kale, isn't it?
No.
Oh, that's
I
for
don't
Kale. That's for Kale.
Yeah.
All right. Right. You're good. Good to go then.
All right, and then I'm just going to straight up throw all 5 dice in. All 5 extra dice.
And I'll point out you also have the secret of inner focus. So once per session, you can reroll a failure when doing sorcery. And this
All
is
right.
sorcery.
All right. So I have 11.
Gotcha. Oh, sorry. You need to hide the ship. It's definitely 4.
All right, so 11. Ready?
Yep.
Thunder and lightning. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thunderstruck.
Yeah.
Got it.
Got it. Cool.
The storm takes hold, and like even the owl's windows are rattling.
Nice. Snargle, you're having to, fight against these crazy, just cyclone winds pushing every different direction.
Oh, and at this point, Lady Blackbird is just like straight sprawled out, exhausted from that effort.
Oh, well, she's gonna love how I'm gonna maneuver out of this situation.
And all around you, these storm clouds pull up, and the windows go dark, right? Except for these flashes of lightning in the clouds. And Snargle, you can barely see. Visibility is effectively 0 now, but that also means that nobody else can see you. So they're basically shooting in the blind, and you can vaguely hear the still some like just blind cannon shots, but you're not going to get hit.
I take the
cool.
lady back to her room.
So, oh, nice.
And
Vance
guard the door. Nobody else can.
Yeah. As she's hauling me back, I just sort of like really like exhaustedly say, "You didn't fall off."
Never.
And I'll be at this point I'll be passing out on the bunk.
All right. And Vance comes into the cockpit with you, Snargle, and says, "All right, let's see. Where were you guys heading? Oh, you were going to Haven.
Yeah.
All right. Get us out of the storm, Snargle, and head towards Haven." And
Okay.
Meanwhile, Arkham is firing blindly, firing the rear gun just blindly back at the ship. He's probably hitting something though, because it's a much bigger ship.
Well, he said, get us out of the storm and then get us to Haven. So I'm going to follow that as literally as I can. I'm going to get us out of the storm by doing a deadfall.
Oh my
Alright.
God.
Just go below it. Nice. And so you're going. Are you going to go into the lower depths then? This corrosive.
We're going to go. We're going to do a skim.
Nice.
So basically, we deadfall until we're out of the cloud cover. Pick up a ton of speed. This is going to be super uncomfortable for everyone. And then we pull up and just with so much momentum that we go flying.
Sweet.
That's awesome.
So, right across the top. All right. Awesome. I'm not going to make you roll for that, but that sounds really cool. So you're scot-free.
Cool and dangerous. I mark an experience.
Yeah, I'll give you one for Key to Daredevil. For sure. So, how long? What time did this start? Like 10? And it's like, so it's been about almost 4 hours.
We started about 3.5 hours ago.
You said the end time is 5.
Well, we didn't actually. We started way late, but
Yeah.
but yeah, it's been like 3 hours. Okay. Cool. Well, I think we can wrap it up there.
Yeah.
And call it. Seems good.
That was awesome.
This was only like the first part of the adventure, the pre-gen adventure, right? Like there's all kinds of different locations to visit and stuff to do. You gotta ultimately you gotta get through the remnants and get to Uri Flint, or maybe go some other direction. It's up to you guys. But there's a lot here for cool stuff. And on top of that, like you can play a campaign for just like this starting scenario, and then
Go. Yeah.
there's enough material to like keep going from there. And there's even some fan-made stuff that like extends the world and extends more options and all kinds of stuff. So very cool free game called Lady Blackbird by John Harper. Go to 17design.com/Lady Blackbird, or just Google it. And cool. What did you guys think?
I enjoyed it.
Any comments, positive or any stuff you didn't like as well? I'd like to hear it.
When I played it before, the people who ran it pulled us more into the world creation. and the situation creation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gives you information, but it's pretty vague stuff. So, the person running the game asked us a bunch of questions about, what
That's
the
true.
Empire's like and what the world's like and what's the science like. And whenever we hit one of those things that we're not sure, they ended up asking us, to fill in a lot more of the details.
That's true. I should have done that more. Uh, I feel like since we were starting late, I wanted to just kind of get to the action right away.
Yeah, if that is one thing I do have
but
to say, it was
absolutely you
very
can.
smooth.
Oh,
Like,
cool. Yeah.
like there was maybe one time where I had to scroll down and look at the rules and read them, and it was just straight go.
Yeah. Uh, so absolutely, I feel like I probably should have taken more time to ask questions and establish more ahead of time and during the game. Absolutely. And you definitely can do that. Can do that more.
Mm.
Yeah.
The other piece of feedback I would say is I think I think the focus was a lot on the details of how we were going to get off the ship,
Hmm.
which is definitely a lot of action and adventure, but it doesn't really allow us to explore the characters except for how they're badasses.
True.
So I prefer it when we get off the ship a little bit faster so we can start having more of those inter-character relationships develop.
Yeah. Yeah. And definitely in the traveling part and like when you get to your first destination or whatever, that's a lot more opportunity to discuss things and uh, ask, find out more about the characters and
I
what they're
I don't
doing,
know.
what their other approaches are to things, for sure.
I appreciated the little scenes that we had with each. I get a feeling like like my Lady Blackbird, like she doesn't really like Snargle, but she doesn't want to say it, but she finds him incredibly entertaining, if incredibly fucking annoying. And I like the little moment with Naomi towards the end. That was
Yes, yes. But we don't.
Yeah,
We,
I like
only
that
we.
as well.
you didn't fall off.
You're much better at it than I am.
Yeah.
And I could have used the
Dude.
gunpowder. I just know. Now I know what to do, but too late now.
Yeah, that's something I struggle with as well as kind of incorporating refresh scenes and conveying what that can be about. It's well, it's hard in the opening situation, but also in general, like it's a little tricky. Sort of, I don't think it's very well explained, or
In the
it's not.
beginning, it's all gonna be flashbacks.
Well, it can be something as simple as like, well, what it gives some examples like, what do you think of this Lady Blackbird, right? Like, so Snargle might ask Naomi about like, what's the deal with her, right?
What's the deal with her?
Yeah,
And you got to remember, you still have no idea who I actually am.
right. And that
Except
could
you
just be like,
showed.
Oh no,
So
it was completely inappropriate for Snargle to suggest that you were a noble because it put you in a horrible position. Snargle didn't know that.
I know.
yes.
yeah,
He was like, "Oh, she's acting like an uppity bitch." I think that's what nobles are like.
yeah. So maybe next time I can emphasize that refreshment scenes can just be like really quick, small scenes. They don't have to be a big deal, you know.
Yeah, I felt like the bit of the banter with Snargle when we were in the engine room could have been a refresh scene. Just, oh my God, why are you stealing this? We have to get off the ship.
It's true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the scene where the boss is shaking him down. So it's
Yeah.
like a bully shaking a little kid's lunch money out of his pockets.
Hey, that was
The
really
shit,
cool.
all the stuff.
Get
Up on the
him.
floor.
yeah,
God.
I think it's actually really hard to do refresh scenes before you're off the hand of sorrow.
yeah.
Flashback.
Um,
That's why.
I think next
You know,
time we'll just do like I'll keep it to like 3 or 4 scenes on the ship and then move on.
Yeah. I don't know. I enjoyed a good prison break every now and again.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think, I think the intention for the Hand of Sorrow is it really sets up and drives the drama right away, so people have an immediate goal. But the problem is I think people can get caught up in it, and while it's fun, it doesn't progress the characters. It
Yeah.
just, you know, it, it's a great way of exploring what your characters can do, but it's a really bad way of discovering who your characters are.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and
So, but that's great once you know who your characters are, you can be put in those situations again.
right,
So it's
right.
like you escape the Hand of Sorrow, but it might show up again, is like a huge possibility.
Yeah. I like the and maybe as the GM, I should really keep those keys in mind and only set scenes that are gonna show those off right directly. I was kind of thinking it more like direct, like where's the next interesting thing that happens, right? Just in terms of like plot, but I wasn't focused on the characters as much. But
Yeah.
that said, I feel I did like how you guys used your characters and brought them, and showed them off anyway. It was cool.
I think probably the highlight for me was
Um,
just the slap. That was probably what I'm going to take away
So,
from this.
watching everybody, this has been Games in the Bar for Indie Plus. There's another session happening in a few hours where we're going to play Apocalypse World and Kagematsu. And so sign up for that. Check out the other events that are going on for Indie Plus Game Night. And we'll see you next time on October 15th is the next one, something like that. So every month we do this. Check it out.
Bye.
See ya.